Green evening and warm welcome to one and all present here. This is Bharat, Igen VRP Supervisor, Core Organizer at Energethon 2024. Before moving forward to the event, pre-conference 01 Energethon 2024, let's look after the importance of energy conservation. Conserving energy is the key to reducing our reliance on non-renewable resources such as fossil fuels. So, one meaningful way to save energy is to use environmentally friendly natural resources such as harnessing renewable energy resources like solar and wind, water, oil, gas, etc. within a limit. Now, let's move on to our main pillar, nothing but SDG 7, which is the main reason for the Energethon. Sustainable Development Goal number 7 calls for affordable, reliable, sustainable, and modern energy for all. By 2030, it's our the following are the three targets that we need to achieve for the basic foundation of our work. Ensure universal access to affordable, reliable, and modern energy services. Increase substantially the share of renewable energy in the global energy mix. Double the global rate of improvement in energy efficiency. Before entering into the main theme, let us rewind our benchmarks of the energy conserving events. The first initiative by Igen is none other than Igen Energethon 2020. On the eve of 50th International Earth Day, we, the Institution of Green Engineers, have planned India's first lockdown Energethon 12-hour session with 12 speakers and non-stop eye-opener event. It gives us the great pleasure to inform you that we have organized National 2020 overall the international level with a grand success and made us to arrange the next further stage, nothing but Energethon 2023, which have made nearly 40 speakers have participated in that, and 13.36 hours non-stop virtual conference have made us to attempt and second world record of Energethon 2024 now. And I'm very happy to announce that for previous Energethon session, we have achieved a world record certification and India Book of Records, Asia Book of Records, everything that have been coordinated by our team and with all the coordinators and organizers. We are very happy to inform all. Thank you. Thank you.
Bharat, you can proceed with the next agenda. So I request Lakshmi ma'am to go ahead with the welcome address.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Good evening, our esteemed guests, delegates, and participants. It is with immense pleasure and anticipation that I welcome you all to the pre-conference 01 Igen Energethon 2024 pitch presentation, leveraging energy action for advancing 17 sustainable development goals. This gathering represents a convergence of brilliant minds, innovative ideas, and collective wisdom from diverse fields and backgrounds. As we embark on this journey of knowledge exchange and collaboration, as we stand on the threshold of this new beginning, let us draw inspiration from the words of Helen Keller, who once said, "Alone we can do so little. Together we can do so much." So today we come together as a community united by a shared vision and a collective determination to make a difference. In the words of Merlin Emerson, what lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters and compared to what lies within us. Let's harness the power within us, the power of passion, resilience, and the creativity to chart a course towards excellence and achievement. As we delve into the sessions and discussions ahead, let us keep in mind the words of Margaret Mead, who famously said, "Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has." Each one of us gathered here today has the power to effect change, to spark innovation, to leave a lasting impact on our respective fields and beyond. This inaugural event represents not just a accumulation of months of planning and preparation, but also the dawn of new era filled with endless possibilities. Let us embrace this moment with enthusiasm, optimism, knowing that the challenges we face are the opportunities in distinguish. I would like to express my sincere gratitude to our leader, Dr. L. Ramesh sir, Igen President, who is a backbone for each and every activity. I welcome you, sir. The moderator,
Welcome.
Dr. Balamurugan, Vice President, Igen. I welcome you, sir. The organizers, the partners, Energy Savaraj Foundation, Igen WebGR Green Circle, and the event coordinator, Dr. R. Zagira ma'am, and myself, and the eminent speakers from various parts of the world. Dr. G. Ganesan sir, who is a IEI member in IEI Puducherry State Center, and the Anboli Dr. S. Madan Kumar sir, Tanjatco, Dr. Israt Mira Misana madam, Dr. Srividya Sukumar ma'am, Dr. E. Kavita ma'am, Dr. K. Manimala ma'am, Dr. Preeta Mary George, Mr. V. Manigandan sir, Dr. T. Anuradha madam, Dr. Praveen Tomar, Dr. Rania ma'am, Dr. Vasanti Rena William ma'am, Dr. Dennis sir, Dr. Zagira madam, Dr. Tanuja ma'am, and Mrs. Padmashini ma'am. I welcome you all for this pitch presentation, and also the volunteers who all made this pre-conference a full event, whose dedication and hard work have made this conference a possible. Your tireless efforts have created this platform for us to learn, to connect, and to grow. In closing, let us approach this conference with open minds, generous spirits, and a shared commitment to excellence. Together, let us make this gathering not just as a moment in time, but also a catalyst for transformative change. Thank you once again. I welcome you all for Energethon 2024 pitch presentation, leveraging energy action for advancing something sustainable development goals. Let us make our journey begin.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. D. Lakshmi ma'am. Now I request Dr. L. Ramesh sir, Igen President, to take opening remarks of the pre-conference with a kickstart.
Thank you, Bharat, and very happy to start our pre-conference today. It is very warm and very green. Welcome to all the eminent speakers, those who are going to give the essence on SDG 7 and interlinked action, how we can able to achieve all other goals, goal number 1 to 17. It is very interesting that it is pointed out by Bharat, the Institution of Green Engineers having a concept of Igen conference, having a concept 3, 4, 5, 6 concepts are there. You all know that the Institution of Green Engineers working towards the green goals, towards sustainable development goals, in which how we planned this action into, we have a Igen Innovation Consortium. Through that, we are concentrating on innovation through Young Green Innovators Army, through the school students, through the college students. That is one part. Second part, we have Igen Energy Saving Club. We call it as NSAVE Club. So through that NSAVE Club, presently 35 NSAVE clubs in India. Through that NSAVE Club, we are connecting the students, connecting the colleges. Through that, we are promoting energy saving 9 mantras, save 1 unit per day. And that will be creating awareness across the colleges nearby that villages like that. So this is the second part. And the third part, we have a Igen International Day, a team headed by our cluster heads. So this international team day, they will have several competitions. They will celebrate all the, particularly all the United Nations International Day. And we have a concept of Igen Awards. Presently, we have 3 awards, that is Women's Day Awards and Igen IVD Awards, that is International Volunteers Day, December 5. We are celebrating that and appreciating the volunteers, that is Igen IVD Awards. And we had a big celebration on the, we call it as SDG projects, Igen SDG projects. We had presently 4 projects in action. One is Igen minus CO2, how we can able to reduce carbon dioxide emission. The second one is Energy 99 Challenge. The student has to go to 99 home to create awareness. Third one, Igen Talk for SDG. So to create awareness on SDG goals. And fourth one is the Igen Cycle for Green. We have to do cycling and to create awareness for green. And another concept we have, every Friday we are releasing the video related to green. We call it as Igen Battery. So for this is, we are taking the international reports and converting that as video. So this is all where the vertical where Igen is having, and the one vertical is Igen conference. So through that conference, we have Igen Energethon, we have Igen Environthon, we have Igen Conservathon, and another STG conference. So like that, 4 conference which we scheduled. So today we all are gathered here for Igen Energethon 2024. Rightly pointed out through in the COVID, myself, Bala and Gogul, we had a discussion and Bala coined the name of the this conference as Energethon. In 2020, we had a wonderful session in the 2020. It went on well. It started, and 2023 we had a good show. 2020 with Asia Book of Record, and 2023 with World WCRA, World Book of Record certified Great Britain. That is for 19.6 hours. So what actually the difference in between 2020 and 2023? So one is with respect to time, and another part we had several discussion through conclave discussion, through panel discussion, like that activities. We connected the speakers across the globe and the partners across the globe, and they will have a discussion. Finally, we communicated the recommendation to the particular part. So this Energethon 2024, it is the interesting one when compared with 2020 and 2023. Why we call it as it is interesting one, and another part is, so all this Energethon is directly related to Earth Day. So it started from 50th Earth Day 2020, and now it is 53rd Earth Day. On behalf of 53rd Earth Day only, we all are gathered here for Igen Energethon 2024. So this is Asia Book of Record, WRCA and IBR World Record certified 54th Earth Day indexed 3rd edition of Igen Energethon, which is ready for 24 hours marathon to deliberate the following global themes and provide sustainable solution for implementations. So the theme which we are going to discuss this time, COP29, Energy Dependent Climate Correction, the pathway to UN Energy 2025, Planet as Plastic, Energy Role towards Earth Day 2024. 4th theme, COP 2030, Sustainable Energy Action Plan. 5th theme, India SDCF 2027, Role of Energy. 6th theme, Advancing 17 SDG through Energy Triangle. So these are the 6th theme which we are going to have a deliberation and come out with strong recommendation. That recommendation we are planning to communicate to the respective organization. So it is interesting, and we have very good partners here. Around 11 partners are there, and organizing teams are there. So collectively, we are together. We are going to provide a very beautiful solution for SDG 7. So today we all are gathered for the last. In this is related to the last theme, that is SDG 7 and interconnected all other SDG goals. How this energy play a big role in the support of all other goals. Talking from SDG 1 to SDG 17, what is the role of energy in achieving all? So that is what our speakers are going to give you the valuable presentation. Based on this presentation, so this is a pre-conference 1 and pre-conference 2 we are planning in the 27th, that is next Saturday. So that is, we are planning is 17 states it is a pan-India program next Saturday. 17 states, 17 institution, 17 speakers going to talk about the SDG, the same concept, but all are going to talk about the innovation in the next Saturday. So completely related to innovation, all are going to talk. And this is this 2, and the third pre-conference which we are planning is the completely related to the 6th theme. I told you 6th theme, the 6th theme, the pre-1 is going to happen in the 3rd. This is about the professionals pre-conference, and student pre-conference also we are planning. So we have 2 or 3 sessions for students pre-conference. And it is interesting, the same SDG interrelated goals on the that is May 18th, we are planning for a 17 country, 17 students are going to talk about the SDG. That also we are planning. And we are planning for, again, institution head, how they are going to talk about SDG, like that in the different angle, which we are coming together. I would like to appreciate, I would like to salute the volunteers the lot of new volunteers joined with us today as a organizing organizer. So because of the volunteer, we all are connected here. Big salute to all the volunteer who support us, help us to take our organization, your organization to the next level. Thank you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for a detailed brief on our activities and plan of action. Now I request Dr. D. Lakshmi ma'am to give an introduction about the moderators.
Thank you, Pa. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Let me introduce our moderator, Dr. J. Balamurugan. He received his engineering doctorate in 2018 from St. Peter's University and his PG in 2011 from MGR University and a BE in 2000 from Madras University. He has an overall experience of 22 years, in which more than 8+ years in installation, administration, maintenance of various network systems, hardware peripherals on Windows, Linux servers, firewall, video conferencing solutions, and 6+ years in generation, transmission, distribution, ranging from 110 megawatt to 660 megawatt generators, 230 or 400 kV ST lines, 230 kV indoor GIS outdoor substations, HVAC operation and maintenance, IoT, smart metering processes. Recently, he has debuted to SEDA, State Nodal Agency for Tamil Nadu State, reporting to Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, looking after several renewable energy schemes. He is heading the solar-powered EV charging station, unique project funded by TANI, installed by in DPA complex, Nungambakam, and 2 more EV projects are to be executed near Secretariat and other government buildings. His passion for research is to find optimal solution for power system problems in AI, machine learning. So to his credit, he has organized and coordinated many national and international conferences. He has received many awards for his research activities and an international award by Venus International for his significant contribution in organizing activities in Tamil literature. He was the organizing secretary for 35th Electrical Convention of Storage Technologies, which was held in Chennai, addressed by the Professor Ashok, National Advisor for Storage Solution and keynote speaker by an eminent engineer. He was one of the organizer and technical co-chair of IEA 32nd Indian Energy Congress held at Chennai during the year 2017, with the witness of His Excellency Honorable President of India, together with the Governor of Tamil Nadu. He has organized more than 25 workshops, 10 symposiums, 30 seminars, and given many technical lectures for finding solutions to emerging energy needs. During COVID-19 lockdown, he has organized 12 hours international virtual conference, which is registered by Guinness, was most informative and many takeaways titled Energethon 20, which is available in Igen YouTube. He is equally passionate in serving society by joining helping hands to charities, creating awareness among the common public energy conservation companion. His initiative powers a way to start energy conservation club in reputed universities, which is now spread in and around many engineering institutions in Chennai, which has set its benchmark auditing more than 4,100 houses together with 25 industries, which is an ongoing project, a green initiative. As a measure of impact journey energy conservation, he is in process of developing a portal to connect many premises through IoT in implementing DSM, which is ongoing research, welcoming student communities for collaboration. He has also executed 45 Save Energy Awareness talk in various industries, including TNAB Hinnos Training Center, TTI, and delivered lectures in numerous engineering colleges in emerging technologies like renewable energy resources, hybrid electric vehicles, IoT, home automation, blockchain, energy auditing, AI-based algorithm, etc. He has given 15 talks with the school students. His initiative in Energy Conservation Club combined work of iSpark Smart Solutions and Green 9 NSave Club, 1 unit save per day concept inaugurated on September 2017 by IEA chairman and promoted well through social media and got a very good response from general public. Now, September 2018, Android app has been developed, released, encouraging the student community being an energy ambassador. He also works in scientific innovation in aiding people with the technology solutions to their allying issues through fulfilling the needs of many orphanages and skill development programs for reproductive society for the superior lifestyle. For first of its kind, government school kids are about to visit Russia and about to launch a student satellite named Agathir under the leadership of Padma Bhushan Padma Shri Dr. A. Sivathanu Pillai sir. He is currently elected as a honorary chairman of IEI Institution of Engineers India, Tiruvallur Local Center. He is also actively involved in professional bodies like IET, IIPE, EVW, and volunteered in empowering skills to budding engineers. With this brief introduction, I welcome you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. So it's already 15 minutes have crossed because of my. Okay, so thank you so much for the wonderful opportunity given to us, and it's a good morning, good evening, as well as people are talking about green. So green thinkers are connected together, and we would have a very good discussion. So it's all about the discussion only. It's not the solution that is going to be provided. It is about the discussion on energy. So as our president, well-wisher, and the green thinker, so it is because of him only it has been started, and now we could see that everywhere the green talk is going on, and even the kids, the newborn, I do not know what is going to happen. The newborn kids would be also talking about green, green because of our president. So it's because of this thought process we came to do such things with his guidance, Energethon, Envirothon, as he said. So many activities are going around, but we still need to have larger connectivity to achieve the target. So it is not all about achieving energy for all, but it is about the SDG goals, which talks about number 7. It is the affordable and clean energy. So when we talk about affordable and clean energy, so lots of things would be taken care by United Nations, but still as an organization, Igen, the Institution of Green Engineers, which is registered under Society Act, and it is the only green institution in the entire world to talk about connecting green professionals and SDG goals. And we have a nanogun, so, which is connected with 3, 4, 6, 7, 9, 11, 12, and 13 and 17 to organize many activities with the 9-color nanogun, so which is called WIMGR. So it is the society, sir. Is there any disturbance or? Okay, so we have a lot of activities to be working on. So we in Igen are a cluster of energetic engineers fueled up with creativity, sailing across the widespread ocean of engineering. And the young team capable of providing a smarter solution is tuned to perfection and can meet the customer expectation is being done through all these programs that is being listed. So coming to our point, so it is about the energy. So when we talk about sustainable development goal number 7, it is for ensuring access to affordable, reliable, sustainable, and modern energy to all. So it holds an unique position in the nexus between the 2030 agenda and the Paris Agreement. So that is what been listed whenever we talk about sustainable development goal number 7. It is all about energy for all. So ensuring universal access is necessary for creating sustainable economic growth and development. So energy views all sustainable development goals together, and the decisive action on sustainable energy can catalyze progress towards other SDGs. Indeed, energy is the critical to deliver on all other SDGs. Yet, while so much depends on SDG 7, it may slip out of reach if we do not act immediately. So that's the target we have. So by 2030 means it's only 6 years to connect with all the people. So we in Igen, so we could also have a connectivity to the end mass by giving an awareness means this is the first such program, pre-conference one, which is going to enlighten all the community to hold the talk on SDG number 7. So we have renowned people across the world so to portray their ideas on energy. And we also wanted to have a pivotal point that SDG 7 is being catered and overlapped with other goals. Number 17 is the goal which is of connecting with other associations or the what to say, like the governmental, non-governmental bodies. It's a partnership, means we need to partner with each and everyone. So we welcome each and everyone, means the partnership which has been already connected, those people are connected together to have a talk on this SDG number 7 in respect to all the SDG goals. Today we would have an enlightenment. So all the people who are connected here would be throwing light on different areas, and I welcome each and every speaker who are present here to talk about such things. I also have a general instructions to everyone that whoever want to present their ideas, they would be presenting their slides for 3 minutes, and they would also present the thought process to enhance their SDG goals. And also there would be a session for people to interact with each other, and the concluding remarks would be there. So every individual would be getting 3 minutes, means the session would be going for next 45 minutes. So that would be having concluding remarks, means today it is going to be a rocking session. I welcome each and every participants who are joined in the YouTube as well as the online mode to connect and propagate. Means it's my request that so whatever ideas you are going to take away from today, it is going to be the intelligence that you are going to take away from the speakers, as well as the promotion activities, whatever you are doing, it is going to be enhanced because of the activities that is going to be portrayed today. And also the request is something like today it is been stream through YouTube channel, means you just have a request stating that whenever people are about to view this, we would be having an awareness. So we cannot connect the entire world today, but at least they can connect with the YouTube to know about the knowledge of SDG goals and SDG 7. I have a lot of energy to talk about, but still the patience is there. So I welcome each and everyone. So the first speaker here to talk about is about the Energy 7. So because the pivotal point is more emphasized on such particular point, means I just welcome Dr. Preeta ma'am to talk about SDG goal number 7, which should throw light on different areas, and she can introduce yourself, and you can talk about such things, ma'am. So thank you. Welcome you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. And good evening, good morning to all the people who are connected across the globe. I'm Dr. Preeta George from the Department of Physics. As a professor, I am serving there in the Dr. MGR Educational and Research Institute University. Let me share my screen, sir. 1 second. Sir, can you see my screen?
No, ma'am.
No,
So
ma'am.
it came
Again,
and
it
now
stopped.
it has
You can
connected.
share again.
Yes, sir. 1 second. Now, sir?
Yes, ma'am. So you can put it in the presentation mode.
Yes,
So
sir. Presentation mode. Yes, sir. 1 second. Sorry, has it changed in the presentation mode?
no, ma'am. No, ma'am. So please.
Yeah, fine, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Perfect.
yes.
Yes. Thank you, sir. So my topic is SDG 7, affordable and clean energy. So SDG 7, how it is important to us? Carbon dioxide emissions from the fossil fuels have led to a considerable increase in the greenhouse gases concentration. As a result, Earth have been started warming into an alarming rate. So why SDG 7 is important? Goal of SDG 7 is to ensure access to clean and affordable energy, and it is the key to the development of any nation in terms of agriculture, business, communication, education, healthcare, transportation. It's crucial to eradicate poverty, which connects between the SDG goal number 1. It improves the health, SDG goal number 3. It enhances the education, called SDG goal number 4. promotes economic growth, SDG goal number 8, and combat climatic changes, SDG goal number 13. Here, all of us are assembled here to show light in the interlinkage of SDG 7 with all others balance 16 SDGs. So current status of SDG 7, as all of us know that the main resources of the energy are from the solar, tidal waves, electricity, hydroelectricity, geothermal, wind electricity, biomass, etc. The targets of the SDG 7 lies in the SDG 7.1, 7.2 and 7.3. What is 7.1? It is the proportion of the population growth with access to the electricity. 7.2 is the proportion of the renewable energy in the energy mix, and 7.3 is the proportion of the population in energy efficiency. So these are the main targets. And where do India stands when we consider about the goal number 7? And all of us are aware that the major resource of the energy for the India is derived from the coal, then hydroelectricity, then the renewable energy sources, natural gas, nuclear, and the oil. And nearly 85% of the people of India have the access to electricity. 100% of villages are electrified, and we have reached a transformer in each village, but still 31 million people are deprived of the electricity. And why I am deviating towards the solar power. Solar energy is the unlimited energy resources which is available in the earth. It is an infinite source of energy. It is available in plenty. Environmental pollution can be minimized, and it is the cleanest and the purest form of energy. It reduces the greenhouse gas emissions and mitigates the climatic change. So here lies the importance of the International Solar Alliance. It is a government treaty which is signed between the nations to tap the potential of the solar resources which is available in the market. And the vision of the International Solar Alliance is the one sun, one world, one grid, and that you can call it as also work. And the mission of this International Solar Alliance is to have one light at a home. And this is the energy transformation we are expecting by 2050. By 2050, we are expecting that we will have universal access to the electricity, 100% energy efficiency, and energy access will be there. We will achieve increased percentage of the renewable energy. We will we will try to minimize the energy cost of this the energy which is derived from the renewable energies, reduces the carbon dioxide emissions, job creations, increases the job creations, energy efficiency, and it helps for the greater economic growth. And I like to end this presentation by a quote: "Today's ignorance will bring a dark tomorrow." So we can educate our young generation by stating the importance of the energy and how to save the energy and use the energy judicially. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So you judicially used your time. So within 3 minutes, you have given all the enlightened points. So it is great to see that a lot of statistical data has been portrayed. So today you could see that it is SDG goal means it is for everyone, leaving no one behind. So that is the objective. And the statistics also you have given is that so if access to electricity is available for all the individuals, still percentage. So it is also 31 to 50% of the population don't have access to electricity. That is the darkest part that you have highlighted. It is a good thought process that you have kindled the idea for the rest of the goals to achieve with energy. So thank you so much for your time. And when your closing remarks is there, so we would listen to all the people and come back with the thought process, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So,
thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. So this is a new start process, and we could see that SDG goal number 7 has given a lot of ideas, affordable and clean energy. So Madam was talking about the clean energy, where it is about a decarbonization method. It is not alone about the affordability. It is also switch over from this black fuel to the green fuel. That is the objective behind it. So when we talk about solar energy, she was also portraying something about the ISA. So one world, one sun. sun. So that was the greatest thought process. So every energy is available for everyone. That means to say we need to have the technology to cater all such needs, and also the energy need to be given to everyone. So one resource need to be taken up, and if it is not given to everyone, it is not the justice that it is going to be there. So we need to give justice to everyone. So thank you so much for this enlightenment. So we will have the next speaker. So SDG number 1. So it is about the no poverty. So today we have Dr. Ganesan sir. So who resides from Pondicherry, and he has have a good experience of each and everything in engineering fraternity, and he is also serving as a honorary secretary for Pondicherry of Institution of Engineers. We welcome you, sir, for to express your thought process on SDG number 1. So it is all about the no poverty. The dais is yours. You can present your thought process. Welcome you, sir. Dr. Ganesan, sir. So coming to the point, if Ganesan sir has some difficulty in connecting with the number 1, so who is always people need to have connectivity, so stating that they wanted to be the first, so we will go with the second person. So if the first one is missing, we would have the second person to talk about it, and we have a very greater personality, so who is going to talk about no hunger. So hunger is the major area which people need to think about. Means in the orders also we'll sitting, means the hunger nature is going to eat about our thought process, not the stomach, but still we have everyone has a stomach to fill in. So we have a lot of ideas to be filled in within our brain. So we have Dr. Madan, so who would be talking about SDG number goal number 2. So please, Madan, so you are most welcome.
அன்னை தமிழே அருந்தமிழே அனைவருக்கும் இனிய காலை வணக்கம், மாலை வணக்கம் மற்றும் இரவு வணக்கம். Warm good evening, good afternoon, and green evening and green morning to everyone present all over the world in this wonderful meeting, wonderful occasion. So heartfelt thanks for Dr. L. Ramesh sir and J. Baramurugan sir for organizing this wonderful Energethon meeting, pre-conference, and which indulge and involve all the green thinkers around the world to get connected to this wonderful meeting. And without delay, I am Dr. S. Madan Kumar, working as Assistant Engineer in Tamil Nadu Electricity Board in Mettur Thermal Power Station as a turbine operator for past 12 years. And I am the head and chairman of Igen Green 9. I'm working as a coordinator, chief organizer for Aram Anbin Alayalam Trust, the trust to save humanity. So we are doing lots and lots of humanity saving services around the world. And without delay, I'm getting into my SDG connected action towards SDG 2, Sustainable Development Goal number 2, that is zero hunger. So Pasipini Maruthuvan, this is the Tamil Solladal, that is a Tamil word which indicates zero hunger. If we are involving in this zero hunger, if we are working towards this zero hunger, we should be a doctor that we to eradicate through the medicine that is called food. So food security is the main thing around the world, which is very important to every humans or human being and all the living things. So SDG 2 is the main thing which involves in all the other sustainable development goals, and it also can get connecting to SDG 7 very well. As we know, ending hunger is a global imperative which is very tough in this growing population, and especially in diverse effect. We came to know ending hunger will be not possible without adequate, reliable, and affordable access to sustainable energy. The energy must be sustainable to end this hunger in an easy way. So it is a bit tough in this current situation. So current patterns of energy use in food systems are unsustainable because they rely heavily on the subsidize fossil fuels. The fossil fuels plays a main role in energy linkage between the energy and zero hunger. On the other hand, the inadequate access to the energy is a significant problem for food system, especially in all the developing countries. So current affordability is the main major barrier for adoption of renewable energy in food systems. So when the fossil fuel life cycle is considered, the resource is discovered and extracted from the nature, and it's combustion and it's going to the pollution. So in this way, we giving back to the society in a global warming way. It is very tough to eradicate the zero hunger if we are going in this way, because next slide. The biocycle chain is like getting the oxygen from the trees and giving back carbon dioxide to the trees, and they are giving back as a developing economy by giving back a byproduct from the system. So energy is deeply interlinked, and we are deeply subsidized by the fossil fuels in this criteria of energy zero hunger. So interlinkages between zero hunger and energy for all is climate smart energy for food system transformation. This is the main thing. So the smokestack, that is, oxygen is intake of the industries, and CO2 is the intake of trees, and CO2 is giving back to the society as economic, the bioeconomy coming as wood and papers, and we are giving back to the earth like fossil fuels, and it is like a full of chains. So climate smart energy for food system transformation and harmonization of bioenergy and food production plays a major role in connecting the SDG 2 and SDG 7, that is zero hunger and affordable and reliable energy. So integration of these SDGs to ensure the food sustainability is very much needed in this 2030 agenda. And towards this zero hunger, we, Aram Anbinalayam Trust, is doing lots and lots of activity. We are not only talking about this zero hunger, we are working towards the zero hunger by eradicating the hunger by providing food for the roadside people, physically challenged and mentally challenged people for the past 1,450 days continuously, and we are working towards it. And the process is still ongoing. We are giving it sustainably and continuously and eradicating this, providing the food for the roadside people, and we are working towards the people. We are for the people, and we are working for the 5 P's: people, planet, prosperity, peace, and partnership. And we planning to give it for 20-30 days. That is the 2030 agenda. So today is 1,450th day. So we'll continuously provide food for the roadside people, and we create awareness to the public that this is not the advertisement. We are about to give the awareness to the people about the food security. There are millions of people are still in starving position. So we should provide food in the, at least in the base of humanity. So we are started doing this project, and we are still planning to eradicate this zero hunger. There should not be a zero hunger. There should not be a hunger in this world when we achieve this wonderful agenda, 2030 agenda. So this is the base index, and this is our Aram Anbinalayam Trust, the Trust to Save Humanity. Like this, these are the people we are giving food, and daily we are posting these photos to the community through all the social medias. So thank you so much, Igen team and Ramesh sir and Balamurugan sir, for giving us the wonderful opportunity to show us, and that is Aram Anbinalayam, to the society and to the world. Thank you. Nandri Vanakkam.
Thank you, Madan sir. So you are not alone feeding those people. So you are feeding in with a lot of informations to us, and it is a good opportunity to understand that the energy man is energizing everyone. So 1,415 days is not been completed. It is going to be an ongoing process, and you would be feeding everyone. So that is a good connectivity with the people that you are serving. The entire mass means it is impossible, but still as an energy, so you are serving to the nearby people. It's a good opportunity to understand such data. But coming to your slide, so you have greater thought process of energy. So where this pollution, where carbon dioxide is the major hurdle in making or it is increasing the global warming nature, which is going to eradicate the cultivation land. So it is going to make it more salty. So where oxygen need to be pulled in. So these are all the thought process you have given. You have enlightened us with the thought process of how to go about making energy to eradicate this no hunger. So hunger seems to be there. So we are hungry of thought process. We will move on to the next agenda. So SDG goal number 3. So goal number 3 seems to be very much that if no poverty is there, so no hunger is there, so good health and well-being would be there, always there. So we could also ensure it means so ma'am has a very soothing words. So she would always talk about others' well-being and health. So we have a very nice person, Dr. Ishrat Mirsana ma'am. So welcome you, ma'am. So please give your insights of good health and well-being on SDG goal number 3.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the opportunity. So as sir has already introduced, I will not give much time for my introduction. I'm a professor from Mufkamja College of Engineering and Technology, Hyderabad, and also a director of Engineers Without. And coming to the topic that I wanted to discuss was about how SDG 7 is connected towards SDG 3. So with respect to it, what is this SDG 3? It is about good health and well-being. And there are certain targets that are being laid down by the UN organization. That is, target 3.1 is to reduce the maternal mortality and to end the preventable deaths under the age of 5 and fight communicable diseases, then reduce the mortality from non-communicable diseases and promote mental health, and prevent and treat substance abuse, reduce road injuries and deaths, and universal access to sexual and reproductive care, family planning and education, achieve universal health coverage, reduce illness and death from hazardous chemicals and pollutions. So these are the targets that are laid with respect to the good health and well-being. So what is the progress that has been made by this SDG 3 is, we were progressing. There has been an enormous progress that has been done with this SDG 3. But unfortunately, the COVID-19 has reversed these decades of improvement, and hundreds of thousands of additional deaths have happened in which was not expected. And thereby this progress, which was in accelerated position, that accelerated the communicable diseases, but also interrupted the childhood immunization program across 70 countries, led to this spike. And this has led to that the essential health services across the globe, almost less than half the global population is not having them. So these are the progress of SDG 3. When we talk about 17 SDGs, the 17 SDGs are all connected together to the SDG 3. So as you can see already, SDG 1 and 2 are discussed, like addressing cause and concerns of malnutrition when we say no poverty, zero hunger, and then supporting quality education for all to improve health and health equity, and fighting gender inequality violence, preventing diseases by safe water and sanitation, promoting affordable energy for healthy lives, promoting health employment as inclusive economic growth, promoting national R&D capacity and manufacturing of essential medical product, ensuring equitable access to health services, fostering healthier active living and clean air through urban planning, promoting responsible consumption of medicine to combat disease, protecting health from climate risk, supporting the safe and healthy seafood, promoting good health through natural environment, empowering local institutions to develop, monitor, implement, and account for national SDG response, and mobilizing partners to monitor and attain the health-related SDG. These are the 17 SDGs that are related to SDG 3. But as you can see, as a human being, we ourselves are energy, we can say we are the energy producer. So when we are talking about our well-being of the cell, we have to maintain a cycle. We have to follow a rhythm. So like you can see in the figure, like we are all interconnected, the earth and water, fire and water, air and space. There are specific time limits within which if we work together in cycle, thereby we can maintain the well-being of self. So in a similar way, the energy that is being produced can be utilized in the best possible way to maintain our health. And when we talk about in a similar way, the SDG 7, that was within ourselves or human being. But when we talk about the society also needs energy. So to further SDG 3, we need to have clean cooking solutions. Like we can use the solar power for cooking purpose because almost 2.8 billion deaths occur every year due to the air pollution that is caused during the cooking process. So the solar cooking, if we are using, that's a clean cooking solution that we can have it. And promote integrated energy planning. When we say promote integrated energy planning, it is about clean cooking, electrification, engaging the clean cooking with the power sector. We can have multi-sector integration and all those things. And we have to invest in clean and sustainable energy for healthcare facilities. Invest in resilient systems in households and institutions. When we are talking about the correlation of SDG 7 to SDG 3, we need to support targeted energy subsidies for adequate and reliable energy to protect health. Because when we are talking about this, most of our kids nowadays are attached to the mobile telephone. So there is an energy consumption and it is also impacting the health a lot. So how we can have the energy poverty that is being taken away by these various electronic gadgets, how we can regulate them so that we can have a social well-being. And the energy subsidies, how they can impact the social well-being should be the focus. And we can have a promote a green and healthy recovery system. So we can directly use the green space for the benefit of the health. So it also mitigates the climate change and the healthcare contributes significantly to carbon emissions. So climate change is a serious threat to the health. So what are the challenges that are hampering this clean and sustainable energy for good health and well-being is the implementation challenges. Because when we want to integrate something, okay, how we can do it, what are the policies that are laid down that will have an impact, and finance related challenges. When we are talking about this grid power, how it can be distributed to various households, that is also a challenge. The capacity, the technologies, and the coordination. These are the challenges that are hampering the sustainable energy utilization for good health and well-being. And the best example, like how the sustainable energy has contributed for the good health and well-being is the implementation of powering the primary healthcare services through solar energy in Chhattisgarh. It has helped in improving the health of many patients because there are, when we are talking about utilization of grid power in a healthcare sector, there are the power get disrupted frequently. So how can we have it continuous power generation so that the healthcare is not disrupted and we can take care of the health? So these are some of my insights with respect to SDG 3 and how it is correlated with the SDG 7. Thank you all for your patience hearing. Over to you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So it was a great insight that we need to go with the circadian clock that the nature has given, and we need to go ahead and have each and every energy system so energized through our good health and well-being. And you have also picturized something about the usage of electricity or energy to the public health sector. So whenever we talk about mortality rate, so during the delivery period, so an emergency, there is no public health center. So it is primary health center, which is available, which doesn't have electricity for hot water or for sterilization. Lot of difficulties were there. That was reported to UNESCO, and now people are working on it. So it is a good insight that you have given on good health and well-being. And also when polluting, so all the people who are living in the rural areas, they were having hurdles in burning it. So the burning issue about the gas was there. So it is about the gas was introduced, and now we could see that the pollution has been eradicated, or the polluting environment has made a change. So it is a good thought process that the solar, what to say, like a solar induction cooker, which is being introduced, and right now we could see that even the gas could be replaced in case of natural fuel is going to be extinct, means we can go for alternative means. There are the technological process that is going on, and we could also see that the energizing things would always ensure that good and well-being would be ensured, the targets which is going to be achieved. So thank you so much for your insight and very good presentations, ma'am. So thank you so much. So after educating all such things, we could see that the education seems to be very much important, and it is our responsibility to educate ourselves, not saying that I am ignorant of such things. So when SDG goals is being taken care, and when people are should be connected, Igen is taking up all just steps, but still education is very much important in our own well-being. So that would be enlightened by our speaker, next speaker, Dr. Srividya Sugmar. So who would be enlightening us? So welcome, ma'am. So please introduce yourself and throw light on our quality education goal number 4.
Sorry, sir. Ma'am will in another meeting. I think she will connect with after 25 minutes. We will move on to the another speaker. Ma'am,
okay, no problem. So like she is always needed for educating everyone. So she is connected globally. So we need to wait for her. So education is very much important. So before getting into the education, so we have goal number 5, which is about the gender equality. So equality has been the talk of the town, and we equalize each and everything. So now we talk about the gender equality, means all the men should be talking about gender equality. So now we would listen more about such gender equality from our Dr. Kavita ma'am, so who is very inspirational and who is also doing lot many activities encouraging the kids for innovation. So she would throw much more light on this gender equality. Please welcome, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Am I audible, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Perfect.
Very good evening to one and all present here. Myself, Dr. Kavita, working as a professor in Department of Physics, Dr. MJ Education Research Institute, and also be the head of Young Green Innovators Army, and happy to be the part of this Igen Energethon conference. And first of all, I would like to thank Dr. Ramesh sir, the Igen president, and also the board of directors of Igen for giving me this opportunity to be the part of this Energethon conference. So today, my topic is gender equality. Dhanush, can you share my screen? Yeah. Please keep it a full screen, huh? Yeah. Today's my goal is gender equality. We all know that gender equality, it is not a fundamental human right, but it is a necessary foundation for a peaceful, prosperous, and a sustainable world. That has been a progress over the last decades, but the world is not in a track to achieve the gender equality by 2030. We all know that women and girls, they are representing half of the world's population, and also because of its potential. But even gender inequality persists everywhere. It stagnates our social progress. So on an average, the women in the labor market, they still earn 23% less than the men globally. And also women, they are spending more than 3 times as many hours as unpaid domestic and care work as the men. And also the sexual violence and exploitation, the unequal division of unpaid care and domestic work, and discrimination in public office also be a huge barriers for them. And this COVID pandemic, 19 pandemic, it also dragged this gender equality And now, after this COVID, nearly 70% of health and social workers globally are women. Next. Dhanush, next. Why is gender equality important? We all know that gender equality is very important because of its crucial reasons. One is human rights, social justice, economic development, health and well-being, peace and security, and also the innovation and creativity, fulfillment of potential also. So overall, the gender equality, it is not only a matter of fairness and also justice, but is also a prerequisite for achieving a sustainable development and building a more inclusive and prosperous world for all. It is also basically linked to sustainable development, which is vital to the realization of this human rights for all. And the overall objective is the society in which men and humans should enjoy the same opportunities, rights, and duties in all spheres of life. And coming to this targets, the gender equality has 6 key targets and 3 additional targets for resource mobilization and policy to be achieved by 2030. The target 1, end discrimination against women and girls. Target 2, end all the violence against exploitation of women and girls. Target 5.3, eliminate the forced marriages and genital mutilation. Target 5.4, value unpaid care and promote shared domestic responsibilities. Target 5.5, ensure full participation in leadership and decision making. Target 5.6, universal access to reproductive health and rights. And apart from this, we are having 3 more additional targets. Target 5A, equal rights to economic resources, property ownership and financial services. Target 5B, promote the empowerment of women through technology. And target 5C, adopt and strengthen the policies and enforceable legislation for gender equality. So how much progress we have made? Actually, international commitments are there to advance gender equality, but when we come to know about whether there is a gender equality, means there is at least 200 million of people, they are suffering from this female genital mutilation. It's a very harmful thing that is happening to the women in most of the countries. And also, over the last 3 decades, the female genital mutilation rates have been declined by 30%. But when we are seeing whether there is a progress or not, the progress is not at all universal, and the pace of decline is uneven. The population growth will result even more women and girls are undergoing this female genital mutilation, but if the current trends are continuing. And regarding this child marriage, so most of the women and girls are married before their 18th birthday. Now we are if you see the progress means only 7 for half the percentage, 50% they have come forward, and these female genital mutilation rates has been declined. Next. And one to enhance this gender equality, they are taking an initiative that is called Spotlight Initiative. The European Union and also United Nations, they are embarking on this new global multi-year initiative. It is mainly focused on eliminating all the forms of violence against the women and girls. That is their Spotlight Initiative. It also focused on the issue that moving into the spotlight and placing the center of efforts and achieve gender equality and women's empowerment at the year 2030. So the gender goal is to achieve more gender equality. Gender goal is to achieve the other 16 sustainable goals. This eliminating this gender disparity in the region definitely will bring the income by 70% in roughly 60 years. And if you come to the current status of this sustainable development goal, the current status is, if you take the current status, if you take, the world, it is not in a track to achieve the gender equality by 2030. But at the current rate, it will take nearly 300 years to end this child marriage, and also 286 years to close the gap in legal protection and also remove the discriminatory laws, and 140 years to achieve the equal representation in leadership in the workplace. And also, nearly half of the married women, they lack the decision-making power over the sexual and reproductive health and rights. We all know. And one in 5 young women, they're all married before their 18th birthday. So this should be avoided. And in order to avoid all these things, legislative gender quotas, they are effective to achieve equality in politics. If you take the women's representation in parliament, we can have 30% countries applied this quotas, and 21% they are not at all applying this quotas. And interlinkage between energy and gender equality. If you take this linking between this SDG 7 and SDG 5, there are 4 things. One is access to energy, energy efficiency, renewable energy, then priority actions. These are the 4 things to be taken care. So first one is if you see the progress in implementation of this sustainable development goal 7, it is very, very slow, and it takes a lot of time to achieve. And now it is not at all coming to the point by 2030. The number of women gaining access to sustainable energy is also very low, and women are also they don't have any rights to take decision, and also employment in entrepreneurship and also energy sector. So because of this, the insufficient progress towards this sustainable development goal 7 and other SDGs, it comes down due to COVID pandemic, and after that, now it is coming up, and nearly 70% of women are taking part in this decision making in all the levels of energy production, supply and consumption, and strengthening data's research and innovation on gender and SDG 7. So coming next to the point of access to energy, we have this the progress of energy. The energy access, it remains inadequate for services, especially critical to women's health, education, agriculture production, water supply, and food processing and business. So because of this high cost of electricity and cooking fuels, they are not at all able to do anything, and this causes a significant impacts on these women in rural areas, slum, and also for disabled women. But anyway, the women can play a transformative role in improving the energy access when conditions are conducive. Next one is energy efficiency. If you take the energy efficiency, improving energy efficiency can also make a vast difference in the women's life and livelihood.
Sorry to interrupt. The efficiency of the slides are very good, and the time is running out. We have crossed 4 times of the 3 minutes. So it is already 12 minutes time frame. So I should not deny it because of the gender equality.
I'll finish it, sir. 1 minute. Yes.
Please, ma'am.
Yes. So because of this energy efficiency, they are also playing a critical role in achieving this energy efficiency goals. So opportunities are open to all the women across the energy sectors. If you take the renewable energy, it also the share of renewable energy jobs for that is ladies, they increase from 22% in 2010 to 32% in 2018. Last one is the priority actions. If you take the priority actions, first one is we have to reduce the gender gaps in energy access, and second one, we have to support the energy entrepreneurship women for women. Then in third one is increase the women's inclusion in decision making and policy making. Then fourth one, we have to support the electrification of public services that address the women's need. Then finally, we have to support the tracking of gender gap at all the levels across the sector. So these last slide is the proposed and the possible further indicators for SDG 7 and SDG 5 interlinkages. So thank you, sir. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So you have given a very great picture of SDG number 5, and it is a good opportunity to understand about the gender equality. So women always have been denied a lot many things in the past, and in the future it shouldn't happen. So that's why SDG goal number 5 has emphasized on gender equality. So we are going on talking about women empowerment and other things, but nothing is going on, but still sexual harassment and other things are going on. You are talking about mutilation, so which is happening in the other part of the world, which has been unnoticed. As an educated person, we could see that much more things are need to happen. Means Nirbhaya scheme or all other schemes are put in abeyance only, so nothing has come up. So this is the talk of the town in India as a developing country. Means we are worried about much of the people who are living the other part of the world. Women are to be a part of our own soul. So Arthanarishwarar, which was given an earlier objective of any such Vedas or other papers. So it is all in papers only. No such things are given because the womenhood need to be empowered. So you have taken much of your time emphasizing on such point. So it's a good objective that you have spoken about it, and you are also pointing about the energy. So we could see the statistics that much of the people who are working in energy sector are male dominated society, and no womanhood is coming to work in energy sector. That would be a materialistic character or whatever may be the things. We need to emphasize on gender equality to ensure that energy is being given to the last mile connectivity because of the gender equality point. So you have a good slide, and I don't want to disturb you. So if I deny it again, you would put a word saying that in this forum itself, gender equality is not been emphasized, but still we need to think about the timing. So I'm not going to take much of the other people's time. So thank you so much for your presentation. It's a good thought process you have shared, and it is very vital information to know about such things. It is a good forum to portray such things. That's why I didn't disturb you. So thank you so much for your points. Thank you so
Sorry,
much.
sir, taking more time.
No, ma'am. So it was a good thought process, but still, Dhanush should have enhanced it because this gender equality point, when a male is been behind a female, so he should enable it to move the slides, but he has not done it. So justification need to be given, Dhanush. So thank you. So everything is a point to be noted. So next is going to be the when you are talking, I was just wondering how many womenhood people were watching in the YouTube. So ensure that 29 people are watching there, and I could see much of the male are watching, and female need to watch that YouTube. Means please recommend such people to connect with that. So and we are 50-50 point, and we have crossed number 5 alone. So we need to go a long way to connect 17 goals. So next, it is all about that we are talking about the gender equality. Now we need to think about having a water. Means so because our thirst need to be quenched. So it is about clean water and sanitation. So when we talk about sanitation, so it is the hygiene activities that each and every LKG students are taught. But when we come to clean water, so we don't have resources of water. So water is being not taken into as an energy. So that's the crisis management that we are working in summer season right away. And the climatic change is also throwing light on the eastern part of the world. Like day before yesterday, it has lavished the UAE and other part of the world with rain, but good water is only 8% available. So when we talk about such things, we need to know the statistics of clean water and sanitation. We have a good speaker right away. So who is going to enlighten us with clean water and sanitation? SDG goal number, what to say, like SDG goal number 6, clean water and sanitation would be taken care by Dr. K. Manimala, ma'am. Please, ma'am, so the session is yours. So please enlighten us.
So good evening all. Thanks for the opportunity given to me. So my topic is SDG 6. Okay. So clean water and sanitation. So let me share the screen first. Hope the screen is visible.
No, ma'am. So,
Is the screen visible?
no, ma'am. Please share the screen, ma'am. So it's not visible. So, if there is any difficulty, please, Bharat, you can share the PPT so that ma'am can.
Sir,
Start
You can.
sharing PPT. Tanush, start sharing the PPT. Ma'am, we will share.
Manimala ma'am, so until then you can just enlighten us with your CV ma'am, so that we would understand whom you are.
Ma'am, the PPT was shared. Please start your presentation. Ma'am, are you there?
Looks like some connection issue. So,
Yeah, sir. Ma'am left it. Ma'am facing some network issue, I think.
Okay,
yeah,
then she is searching for some water, so at least we can have good enlightenment from other people. So until she connects, we can please, Dhanush, you can close this slide so that we can have the next person to be presented here, presenting the slide. So we have the next goal. So it's not number 7. So somewhere 7 is about our pivotal point, and we have the next goal to be connected. So we have number SDG goal number 7 to 8 to be enlightened by Dr. Manikandan sir. So sir, are you available?
Yes, sir, I am available.
Yes, sir. Please, sir. So the session is yours. You can introduce yourself and you can please portray the thought process, sir. Please, sir.
Is my screen visible, sir?
No, sir. Sorry.
Is it visible now, sir?
Yes, sir. So we could see the report. Okay, so the PPT is ready and we could see it, sir. You can make it as a presentation mode, sir, so that it would be visible.
Is it clear now, sir?
Yes, sir. Perfect, sir. So please proceed, sir.
Yeah. Very good morning to everyone available here. It is nice to be among all the legends in this field. So I am Manikandan. I am an assistant professor in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering from Kalasalingam Academy of Research and Education. It's located in Tamil Nadu, India. My area of this talk is about how this energy is going to impact the SDG 8. So I am talking under leveraging energy action for advancing the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. So we are going to see everything. We first see what is an SDG and we talk about what is an SDG 8 and what are the goals available, the current status of SDG, and how this energy, working on energy is going to have an impact on SDG 8. Because our intention is to have success in all the SDG goals. So my concentration is on SDG 8. And we are talking about how this energy impact on energy action is going to provide some means of motivation or improving upon the SDG 8. So this SDG 8 history, everyone we know. So we are going to skip it. It was started in 2012 and it came into force on September 2015, and it is not legally binding on anyone, and it is built upon the success of this MDGs. So when I went to this UN website, the goal 8 clearly states that it is going to promote inclusive and sustainable economic growth, employment, and decent work for all. So how to provide sustainable economic growth, employment, and decent work? It again states that it is creating job opportunities for the youth. And it also states that 1/5 of young people are not in education, employment, or training. And how to improve this? Sustainable economic growth will require societies to create the conditions that allow people to have quality jobs. So to be precise, this SDG 8 states that it recognizes the importance of sustained economic growth and high levels of economic productivity for the creation of well-paid quality jobs, and calls for opportunities for full employment and decent work for all. So by this, we understand that the SDG 8 is concentrating on the employment opportunities of the countrymen and also providing economic growth to the country. So this SDG has many targets to achieve. So sustain per capita economic growth, achieve high levels of economic productivity, promote development-oriented policies, we improve global resource efficiency, achieve full productive employment, reduce the proportion of youth not in employment, measures to eradicate forced labor, protect labor rights, and promote safe and secure working environments, promote sustainable tourism, strengthen the capacity of domestic financial institutions, increase aid for trade support, and develop operationalize a global strategy for youth employment. So again, there is a report that is given in the UN website, which is clearly stating that what is the current status of this sustainable growth? What is the current status of this SDG 8? So this report on 2023 is stating that global economic recovery continues a slow trajectory. So this was framed in 2012, but because of this COVID pandemic, the entire steps got reduced. So the global economic recovery is on a slow time. The recovery is very slow, and challenging economic conditions are pushing more workers into informal employment. So our goal is to provide formal employment to everyone, but these economic conditions are pushing more workers to informal employment. And global unemployment is expected to decline below pre-pandemic levels. There is an improvement, but still challenges persist in low-income countries such as India. And young women are more than twice as likely as young men to be out of education, employment, or training, just like the previous speaker spoke about this. And tourism is on the path of recovery, but still it's not below it is not above the pandemic level. And COVID-19 has accelerated the adoption of digital solutions, but still there are miles to go. So there is a graph stating that unemployment rate is reducing. As we move from 2019 to 2023, the unemployment rate is reducing, but more has to be done. So this report is clear. So we are talking about SDG 8. So this report, if you observe clearly, so there is no improvement in goal 8 at all. If you say the green is on track or target is met. But observe the goal 8 with the yellow line, which is stating that there's a fair progress, but acceleration is needed. And there is a stagnation or regression in goal 8. So there is no improvement, or the goal 8 is not moving at all. We are not moving anywhere till for goal 8. So what can be done to focus more on SDG 8 so that we can achieve the goals? So there comes the energy action. We can focus more on energy. If we focus more of our energy towards energy action, then I feel that this goal 8 can be achieved. So we have seen that there are 10 targets to be met in this goal 8. So this statistics is going to clearly prove that nothing is on track. So 8.1, 8.2, 8.3, 8.45 or 8.6, 8.7, 8.8 to 8.10 AB, nothing is on track. It is either it is stagnated or it is a light progress. More acceleration is needed. Okay. So what can be done? We are going to focus our energy on energy action. So what all can be done to improve upon this SDG 8 is we can create jobs. So number one is job creation. Investment in renewable energy sources such as solar, wind, and hydroelectric power creates jobs in installation, maintenance, and manufacturing. Of course, our moderator is also in the energy sector, so he knows more about this. So this contributes directly to SDG 8 target of promoting full and productive employment. Then number 2 is economic growth. Access to affordable and reliable energy is essential for economic activities to flourish. So by expanding the energy access, particularly in rural and underserved areas, SDG aims to stimulate economic growth, improve productivity, and foster entrepreneurship. Then infrastructure development. So we are in the process of talking about how to implement this energy so that this SDG 8 can be improved. So in this, number 3 is infrastructure development. Building energy infrastructure such as power plants, transmission lines, and distribution networks requires significant investment. So if they are going to improve upon the infrastructure, automatically employment is going to grow. If you're going to create more jobs by installation of this energy related sources, automatically the employment is going to grow. The point number 4 is access to clean energy. So again, by improving the solar panels, so those things. So number 5 is innovation and technology. Advancements in energy technology such as energy efficient appliances, smart grids, renewable energy storage solutions. So these are going to improve upon SDG 8. Decent work conditions. Energy action includes ensuring decent working conditions for those employed in the energy sector, such as fair wages, safe working environments, and opportunities for skill development. Everything is going to add upon SDG 8. So as a summary, we can say that energy action contributes significantly to achieve SDG 8 by driving economic growth, creating jobs, improving working conditions, fostering entrepreneurship, reducing poverty, and promoting resilience and sustainability. By prioritizing investments in clean and inclusive energy solutions, countries can accelerate progress towards more prosperous and equitable future. So we have seen everything theoretically, but is it implemented? Is it going on? Why energy action to be taken for SDG 8? Why can't we go for any other thing? We have statistical proofs. So these are the statistical proofs. Sustainable energy can drive green COVID recovery. So there is a clear evidence. So this evidence is given in the report that is I shared the link here. There is a clear evidence that the sustainable energy transition would bring net employment gains and decent jobs, provided the right policy frameworks are put into practice. And interlinkages between SDG 7 and 8. So it states that it is today well documented that any energy transition aimed at reaching SDG 7 as well as a global climate objectives will generate a significant number of new job opportunities and economic growth, not just in energy industry itself, but across all other sectors. So there's a graph. So before this COVID-19, there was an estimate that there will be a reduction of 1.07 million jobs. But after infusing the energy action into this SDG 8, there is a prediction that in 2023 and beyond, there will be 5.49 more million jobs that will be generated in the recent future. So the proof and everything is given in the link below. So based on the number of available statistics and trends at the intersection between SDG 7 and 8, The number of jobs being created in renewable energy and other sector related fields, the expected net employment changes between greener energy and fossil fuel sector, jobs in the energy access content, the participation of women in renewable energy workforce. So these set of indicators and their underlying data continue to be collected and fine-tuned every day. And they all justify that energy action will aid significantly in attaining the goals of SDG 8. Well, thank you.
Yes, sir. I need to act now. So it is a good thought process. You are given all the statistics of how this is going to be affecting the entire world. So the value, whatever you have picturized, is something like it is not an easy thing to digest, because so the first 6 goals were talking about the social status. Now it is coming to the economic status, means goal number 7, 8, and 9 are going to be the economical point of view. So decent workspace is very much important, that the population, whenever we are educating, so education in our program, education is waiting for Srividya ma'am, but still we have the education given to everyone, but the employment or economic status is not improving, means then what is the need for SDG goals? That would be the question mark. You have given each and every point value added with the slide picturizing all the statistics. Unless we act now, the 2030 agenda will become a fit up for a world that might have been. So like Antonio Guterres, Secretary General United Nations, has given such words. So it is the real fact you have picturized. Thank you so much, Manikandan sir. You have given the information of economic status post-COVID and pre-COVID statistics. So like when people are working for the job, so we see that lot of green jobs are there. So green job is going to come, and infusing, as you said, a good word, infusing energy into this sector. So we have lot many jobs awaiting, and we could see billion jobs are being created because of it. Energy is a boon, and energy, it is going to energize everyone. So thank you so much for your insight. And let us have, we are left out with goal number 6, clean water and sanitation. So which was the thought process, which was about to be presented by Dr. Manimala ma'am. So in our break, we had some water. So ma'am, if you are okay, so you can present it.
Thank you,
ma'am.
sir. Thank you, sir. You all
Manikandan
need
sir,
water at this time, sir, because
Manikandan sir,
you all are tired.
1 minute, ma'am. So Manikandan sir, if we can close the slide, it would be helpful for Manimala madam to share it. Manikandan sir. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you for sharing my screen. So I am Dr. Manimala, Associate Professor from Anna University, Chennai. So I'm going to talk about SDG 6 clean water and sanitation. After the nearly 1.5 hours of time, you all are fed up and you'll be tired to drink water. So let us think what is the significance of water and what is the significance of sanitation and how energy is going to support these two things. Okay, so can you move to the next slide? Okay, so this sustainability measures for water and sanitation has actually 8 goals. Okay, the first one is safe and affordable drinking water. Safe and affordable drinking water. We are all thinking we are all having good water, but remember, in this world, so many items are given free by the government, like fans, then TV, then cycle, laptop itself is even supplied free, but water is not supplied free. We have to buy water in a bottle with a minimum of 10 rupees or so. So in such a case, where we are going on, where our society is moving on. Actually, the water is a natural resource, but we are selling water. So this is a very pathetical condition. So how to change all these things? So the second thing is end open defecation and produce sanitation and hygiene. So remember, there are still so many villages unaware of the sanitation facilities They are not having some infrastructure facilities for sanitation, as well as they are not having sufficient water for sanitation. So pathetic. It's a very pathetic condition. Then another one is improve water quality, wastewater treatment, and safe reuse. Remember how much we are focusing on the natural resources available in our country. We are having so many rivers, lakes, and everything, but we are spoiling the lakes, rivers, and everything by dumping all the waste into it. Not only the industries or the villages around the sitting near the river are spoiling the quality of the water by dumping so many sewages and waste. So water pollution is now a major concern. So now technology is being developed to monitor the water quality and initiate certain alerts so that water quality can be preserved. So we need technological invention to save water quality, as well as we have to design some technological measures so that this water quality can be improved, water quality can be monitored and improved. Then another next concept is increase water efficiency of freshwater supplies. So water use efficiency, in the sense we have to use it in an economical manner. We should not waste much of water. Because remember, around 80% of water used for any purpose is going untreated. So that wastewater, if treated, can be used for some other purposes. So recycle, reuse, all such concepts should be incorporated for water also, so that our future generation, that is our generations, our children and their children, so they all can live in a happy society with good water. Remember, there is one statistics that around 4 billion people are living in society. 4 billion people are living in society without sanitation facility, and 2 billion people are living in a society without good drinking water. And another one thing is nearly 1/3 of the population is surviving of water scarcity, or it is called as water stress. So how we are going to support the whole world so that each and everyone in the world get good quality water for drinking consumption, as well as for usage for bathing, washing, etc. So can you move to the next slide? So other 4 targets. These are the other 4 targets. Integrated, that is the implement integrated water resources management. So there should be a common forum. We all should think and bring out an amicable solution, so that there should be an integrated water resources management, and all the water resources should be maintained in a proper manner by such management. So that is another one target. Then expand water and sanitation support to developing countries, and several developed countries are having good sanitation facilities, but our country like India, which is a developing country, needs a lot of support from international forum and other civil aspirants who can contribute for producing good water and sanitation support to people even in the remote villages, and people who don't know much about this water preservation, as well as these sanitation facilities. So we have to support them. Then the next target is protect and restore water related ecosystem. That is this here. There is a talk in general in Tamil Nadu, that is Agasthyar brought some water in Kamandalam, and actually that water is the form of his wife. And when he brought that water in Kamandalam, Lord Ganesha, who wanted to give water to our Tamil Nadu, he just hit that Kamandalam, and from that Kamandalam, the Kaveri water started flowing. It is maybe it may be a story, or it may be something mythological story. Whatever it is, it shows the significance how the gods in the initial stage, gods we studied, or we came to know from our ancestors, are interested in preserving the natural resources and helping the human in the earth. But now what we are doing, Ganga is not clean, Kaveri is not clean. So we all have to do some steps. This Igen can initiate the steps so that some innovation and technological new inventions can come in this field, so that the water quality can be prevented by technological solutions as well as human mind. There should be some change in the human mind. So this sort of activity like our today's pre-conference as well as the conference can ignite some action within the pupils' mind, so that we will provide clean water for all the people in the world. Next slide, please. So these are all the status. So see, we are all very lethargic, and we are not even focused on the species living in the river or water. So whatever we are doing, it affects the species living in water, and those species are actually helpful in cleaning the water. But we are leading to the extinction of such a species by dumping waste and everything. Okay, so that attitude of human should change. So protect natural resources and restore ecosystems. That is very, very important. We should not be lethargic. There should be some. That is, we are cutting all the forests. That is, deforestation is occurring. So all these things will affect the climate change, and these climate change will affect the clean water supply. So we all should change first. Our human mind should change first to save water, to save our natural resources, thereby providing clean water supply to all. Then, as engineers and academicians, we should train our students and others to create some new technological inventions, so that we can save the water ecology of our country. So please, next slide. Okay, the current status, see the statistics in this, around 2.4 billion people are still in water stressed condition. Okay, then 81% of species dependent on inland wetland have declined. So many species lost their survival. So it is because of all the human activities. That is, human activities is not good. We are not in a good mind to save the nature of the earth. Okay, so all these things should change. So mainly the problem is rise in population and climate change. Rise in population affects climate change because we are not using the resources properly. We are more fossil fuels consumption is needed as the population increases, because the energy demand is increasing. So these fossil fuels again increase the greenhouse gas emission, and the climate change is affected. Then economic scarcity and physical scarcity. So economic scarcity in the sense we are not able to build sufficient buildings for storage capacity of water. So that is called as economical scarcity. Then another one is physical scarcity. Physical scarcity, this is because of the weather condition. Sometimes we face serious drought conditions. Sometimes we face floods. So in such cases, we are facing physical scarcity of water during drought condition. So we have to make everything perfect. So the climate change should be controlled, so that
Dr.
all
Manimala,
our weather
ma'am.
should be in a proper cycle.
Ma'am,
Okay.
it is
Yes, sir.
already time, ma'am. So
Yes,
10
sir. Yes, sir.
minutes have
Yes, sir.
passed. Yes.
Final next, talking on to the energy effect, sir. So please move on to the next slide. Okay, so we have to practice innovative energy efficient practices for providing clean water. So mostly renewable energy can be an alternative. So many water treatment plants can be made up of energy efficient, that is like renewable energy, solar based or like that. So in such a case, remember, solar as well as other renewable energy should not consume more water. Water and energy is very much interlinked. So that is, water requires energy for pumping out water and everything. Then similarly, energy needs water for creating energy. So the interdependency should not deplete the other energies, so other sources. That is, water should not go off as we produce more energy. Similarly, energy should go off as the water is getting depleted. So we have to focus on several latest technologies. Here I have shown some technologies, that is reverse osmosis plant, where the pre-contaminated water can be cleaned so that the membranes can be used in an effective manner. And similarly, the water supply system should be maintained in a proper manner. Also, converting wastewater, nearly 80% of wastewater goes untreated, and it goes to the and it is discharged to water in the river or lakes, and may increasing the pollution. So we have to design some innovative technologies to solve all these things. Then the last slide, please move to the last slide. Yes. So water G, this is the term being coined to show the interlink between water and energy. So we have to provide quality service with minimum of water and energy. That should be the motto of all of us. Water quality service with minimum of water and energy. So we have to conserve energy as well as conserve water, so that we can conserve both the things, that is water and energy, for the human survival. And I think the next is the last slide. Please move on. Yes. So sanitation. For sanitation, nowadays, solar energy is used even in villages for providing water to sanitation purpose. And in another way, in technological words, we can use the toilet output for biogas production, so that we can use that biogas energy for lighting up kitchen and other street lights and everything. So please let us show some focus on clean water and energy, because both are very much interrelated. So if we are lethargic, then we will lose both the sources. So please let us do something for this. Thank you for the opportunity, and very sorry for taking extra time. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So your statistic data has given us enlightenment, and we are sure that with your thought process today onwards, those people who are watching here would be ensuring that energy is not wasted, or water is also not dripping from their taps. So that is the first objective, and you are also given a word energy with water G. So all these G's are going to be merged with SDG, and we will ensure that this water G is going to be the new word that is a gimmicks of this energy conservation. We would ensure it, ma'am. So thank you so much for the greater insight that you have given with the social status. So with this, we just wanted to close the social and economic status of all these SDG goals. Before that, we want to educate ourselves. So we have missed out a good education. So the education would be dealt by Dr. Srividya ma'am. So he is the right person to talk about education. So ma'am, so the session is yours. So I have a request for the rest of the speakers that we are running out of time, and the 3 minutes whatever been given to us was judicially should be used for our energy level, because the rest of the people would be leaving their energy and going away. So please ensure that you are completing it within the 3 minutes with your slide. Thank you, ma'am. So please, Srividya ma'am, so the session is yours. So please, ma'am.
Thank you, Dr. Balamurugan, sir. Thanks for this great opportunity. I thank the whole team of Igen, Dr. Ramesh, other coordinators, Ishrat ma'am, Zakira ma'am, and Kavita ma'am, everybody who is involved in this project for this great initiative. Well, without taking much time, I would like to start the thing I don't think so tonight we will be hungry at all, because as goes the Kural, we have heard too much today, and it has been going on and on and on, and we are not able to stop ourselves. That I would really say that. Very true. Well, let me share my screen for my introduction. I think so I'll be able to do it. My screen must be loading by now.
Yeah, it's loading.
Yeah, so has it loaded?
Yeah, ma'am. Screen is visible now.
The screen is visible now? Okay.
Yeah, ma'am.
Thank you. So a small introduction about myself. I represent here the Educate Global, which is my own company, basically, and I'm an educationist, governance advisor, quality assurance expert, strategic transformation coach, and life and business coach, author, columnist, and I'm a global chairperson for JSFN and also a global ambassador for UN. So today, my topic, which I've related to energization of STG en route education. Why do I call it as energization? Because education is the most powerful weapon which we can use to change the world, as said by Dr. Nelson Mandela. So on that note, we are going to energize education, SDGs through education. That's what we're going to see it. And I call this route as the Silk Route. Why do I call it as a Silk Route? As we know that Silk Route opened so too many pathways and the channels for the world trade. So on this note, let's call this as a new Silk Route, which is going to connect all the SDGs, all the 17 SDGs, and take it forward. As we know, education is the passport that to the future for tomorrow, for those who belongs to those who prepare for it today. So there we are. On that note, as we all know, education is a cornerstone for sustainable development, and aligning education practices with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals is a critical thing for creating a more equitable and sustainable future. That's going to be the main topic sentence that we are going to see today. So how to relate all the UN SDGs, all the 17 SDGs, to be designed as a blueprint to achieve a better and more sustainable future for all by 2030. One of these goals of SDG 4, especially targeting education, aiming to ensure inclusive and equitable quality education and promoting lifelong learning opportunities for all. However, achieving this goal is not without its challenges. Before diving into align with education with UN SDGs, it is important to understand the current educational landscape of your country, of your community, and supplemented with the recent data that tells about the progress that has been made with significant gaps that are to be addressed. So if we align our path this way, then we will be making quite a good progress. For instance, between 2010 and 2019, the global primary secondary school completion rates increased from 82% to 85%, from 46% to 53% respectively. Despite this improvement, almost half of the countries with the data did not reach the gender parity in primary school completion, indicating a persistent gender gap in education attainment. Moreover, COVID pandemic has posed significant risk to the education continuity. So a 2020 UNESCO report highlighted that 24 million learners ranging from pre-primary to tertiary education were at risk of not returning to their studies due to disruptions caused by the pandemic. These insights underscore the urgency in aligning education with the global goals and not to recover from setbacks, but also to build a more resilient education system. So just a few references from the globe as such. What are the barriers of the quality education? Lack of quality schools, high cost, family reliance, and also female inclusion. And the education of global crisis highlighted that 773 million adults across the globe cannot read or write. 58 million primary school age children were not in school, and about all the education literacy percentage were always below average. So that is why then addressing all the other, when we are addressing all the other SDG goals, we have to focus on the education. So once again, I stress here, education is the most powerful weapon which we can use to change the world. So on that note, let's take a vote today that education is not my birthright. It's my birthright and it's not a privilege. As it has been said, the right to education is a defined process in which education reduces poverty, which will decrease social inequalities, empower women, and help everyone to reach their potential. Also, it will bring a significant economic returns for a country and help societies to achieving long-lasting peace and sustainable development. And education is the key to achieving all the other human rights and all the other SDG goals. So thereby, these are the things that the whole thing has evolved. What we are talking about SDG goals of 17 SDG goals has evolved from the year 1948, 1966, 1977, 1986, 1989, 1990, 2000, 2006, and 2010. And thereby, we have evolved into the 17 SDG goals. Coming to my topic of targets of SDG 4.0. What does it mean? SDG 4.0 and its corresponding targets means to implement, ensure inclusive and equitable quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all. A full understanding of each and every seven targets and the three implementation strategies requires reference to the Incheon Declaration of Education 2030 Framework for Action. So thereby, SDG 4 is composed of the 7 outcome targets and 3 means of implementation, where 4.1 is the quality primary education for all. 4.2 is the early education, childhood and primary education. 4.3 is the equal access to TVET and higher education, which is a very key thing that we're going to prong up on today. And education 4.4 is the skill for decent work. The 4.3 and 4.4 is also connected. 4.5, gender equality and equal access for all. 4.6, the youth and adult literacy. 4.7 is the sustainable development and global citizenship. And 4A is a safe and inclusive learning environment. 4B is the scholarship for higher education. 4C is the professional development for teachers. Thereby, 4.1, going in detail of the 4.1, target 4.4 to be achieved by 2030, ensure that all girls and boys will complete free and equitable quality primary education, leading to relevant, effective learning outcomes. And the provision of 12 years of free, publicly funded, inclusive, equitable, quality primary secondary education, of which at least 9 years are compulsory, leading to the relevant learning outcomes should be ensured for all without discrimination. 4.2 ensures that all girls and boys have access to quality early childhood development, care, and the pre-primary education so that they're all ready for the primary education. So going to school is going to be a mandatory thing that when it comes to the primary in the early years. And the provision of at least 1 year of free and compulsory quality pre-primary education is encouraged to be delivered by well-trained educators like us, as well as that we are of the early childhood development and care. Target 4.3 by 2030 ensure that all equal access for all men and women to affordable quality technical vocational tertiary education, including universities. Thereby, we are going to highlight today on the green skills, which Sir was mentioning, the doctor was mentioning quite some time before. So it is imperative to reduce the barriers to skill development and the technical and vocational education, the training of TVET, starting from the secondary level, as well as the tertiary education, including universities, so as to provide lifelong learning opportunities for youth and adults. So the provision of the tertiary education should be made progressively free in line with the existing international agreements. So target 4.4 should be substantial increase of the number of youth and adults who has relevant skills, including thereby education is not going to be a preparation for life, but it is going to be the actual life itself, where including technical and vocational education for employment, decent jobs and entrepreneurship, where we will say that our future youth are not going to be job seekers, they are going to be job givers. So equitable access to TVET needs to be expanded where the quality is ensured. Very importantly, quality is ensured that the key thing for 4.4. Learning opportunities should be increased and diversified using a wide range of education training modalities so that youth and adults, especially girls and women, can acquire relevant knowledge, skills, competencies for decent work and life. Thereby, gender equality is also taken into account and also equipping with the future skills. So the skill acquisition is beyond the work-specific skills, emphasizing must by developing high level cognitive and non-cognitive transferable skills such as problem solving, critical thinking, creative, teamwork, communication, conflict resolution, which can be used across the range of occupational fields. So target 4.5 by 2030 will eliminate gender disparities in education and ensure equal access to all levels of education and vocational training for vulnerable, including persons with disabilities, indigenous people, and children in vulnerable situations. Thereby, education will become more inclusive and equity-based for all people irrespective of sex, age, and race, color, ethnicity, language, religion, political, and other opinion, national and social origin, property, or the birth, as well as the persons with disabilities, migrants, and indigenous people, and children and youth, especially those in the vulnerable countries and situations and other status, should have access to inclusive, equitable, quality education, opening lifelong learning opportunities for all. Thereby, the vulnerable groups that require the particular attention and targeted strategies, including persons with disabilities, indigenous people, ethnic minorities, all will be included into it. Thereby, gender equality is already taken into account such that we will be able to achieve it. So, eliminating all discrimination in education is 4.5. Target 4.6, but ensure that youth and the substantial. Sorry. Ensure that all youth and substantial proportion of adults, both men and women, achieve literacy and numeracy. Why? Because this is a very key thing. We are talking about innovation. We are talking about accessing bank accounts, accessing GPay payment, everything. But for this, what is actual basic root level, ground level requirement is men and women should be literate should be a literate. Literacy and numeracy are the key thing that is going to be the talk of the world, and it's going to be for universal literacy and numeracy that we're talking about. If they are not able to handle their own bank account, what is the financial literacy, financial freedom that we're talking about entrepreneurship, talking about business, financial literacy, all these things can come in handy only on the basic line achievement of literacy and numeracy for both men and women. So the principles and strategies and actions for this target are underpinned by the contemporary understanding of the literacy as a continuum of the provincial level in the given context. So it goes beyond the understanding of the simple dichotomy of literate versus illiterate. Therefore, action for this target remains at ensuring by 2030 that all young people across the globe should have achieved relevant, recognized proficiency levels in functional literacy and numeracy skills that are equivalent to the levels achieved at the successful completion of the basic education. So 4.7 ensures that all learners acquire the knowledge and skills.
Sorry to disturb you, ma'am. So it's already 12 minutes over. So
that's why I said I'll cover the last. I've not even covered half. Anyway.
Okay, so you can just add more value to it through some energy level. So your energy level is very high. I could note it. So that's why I don't want to disturb you. So as you are educating more, so you can take 1 minute of your time and you can close it, ma'am. So because other 8 goals are waiting for us. So education is very much important, but still we need to educate ourselves that the minute that has been given to us need to be justified. So please, ma'am. Sure.
Sure. Let me try doing some justice to it now.
Yes, ma'am.
Sure.
Please,
Thank you. So target 4.A, which is going to be the focus, is to build a safe and non-violent, inclusive, effective learning environments for all. So moving ahead, target 4.3 is creating pathways, that is expanding higher education scholarship for all the developing countries, for implementing scholarship programs for all the youth across worldwide. And target 4.3 is the supply of qualified educators, including the international cooperation training and developing countries, especially in the least development. So in that case, when it is related, education is related to 5 other SDGs with direct reference to education is target 3.7, that is equal access to sexual reproductive care and family planning, that is with the health and well-being. And target 5.6 is connected with the gender equality. Target 8.6 is connected with decent work and sustainable growth. Target 12.8 is connected with responsible consumption protection. And target 13.3 is today's topic, more related to climate change mitigation, etc., etc. So thereby, right to education is the key thing that we're going to talk upon, which on the present, that every child matters here. So these are challenges and these are the solutions that we're working on. Basically, that is 103 million youth worldwide lack basic literacy schools. So basically, when we talk about education for all, it should improve the basic services and build resilience to the community with the skills that are required. So this is going to be the when we tailor the blueprint for SDG 4, assess the current situation, set with the current community in which you are in, modify the current policies and practices, set with clear objectives, with specific measurable goals of pertaining to SDG 4 and develop an inclusive curriculum, addressing gender disparity, embracing technology and innovation, and building partnership for change. Thereby, all these objectives are assigned to SDG 4 targets. So thereby, we will be creating lifelong learning opportunities, integrating sustainability into education, evaluating. Thereby, our success is that in evaluating and measuring the impact continuously with the data, monitoring the metrics, enrollment rates, completion rates, and the literary rates to evaluate the progress towards objective set. So on that note, when you talk about fostering global citizenship and scaling up the impact through policy advocacy, collaborating learning communities, leveraging resources and funding, how to achieve this is that the global youth employment crisis has to be addressed. When we address with the global youth employment, there are 4 ways to bridge the global skill gap. Understand the skills of the organization, the country that is, map it with the employees which are in the technical and non-technical mode with the emotional, relational, communicative ones, develop regional and national skills forum to improve information sharing among all the stakeholders, thereby bridging the skill gap is critical in maintaining social stability across the board. So when it is so, what is going to be the future? What is most required is the green job vacancies, which are on the rise, but the workers of the green skills are not in the supply. So to meet the actual growing demand of the future, as I told you, education is not the preparation for life, it is the life itself. And it is a passport for the future, for tomorrow, for those who prepare it today. On that note, that the demand for the green skills for both the employees and the workers that need to be focused on. Because from 2015 to 2023, employment in the renewable energy industry grew in every country we studied. For every 100 workers who left the global renewable energy sector, 120 workers have joined. So the transition of the greener economy is driving the green skills growth across all the industries, including the most carbon intensive. So on that note, the green talent concentration in the oil and gas industry has steadily increased. So what are these green skills? What are we talking about? Basically, these are the 15 green skills that are to be focused on: the critical systems and nature-centric thinking, scientific understanding, nature connectivity, practical and technical hard skills, long-term thinking, dynamic operation and crisis management, historical understanding and cultural understanding, monitoring skills, baseline feedback skills, pioneering and entrepreneur skills, interpersonal skills and kindness, informational skills and defense skills, diverse thinking and non-neurotypicality, artistry and storytelling skills. So let's go green with these green skills, which are going to be the future for nature. So some more examples of the green skill relating to particular today's topic is that climatic change. When we talk about climatic change, let's focus on becoming a meteorologist, agricultural specialist, policy advisor, marine biologist, agricultural specialist. When we talk about sustainable design, let's talk about architectural, let's empower architectural managers, landscape architects, director of interior designing, urban planner, construction administrator. Why? Because instead of talking about the restoration process, let's be more proactive and pragmatic in our thought process, such that we will be able to handle all these calamities or the national thinking or the critical carbon footprint that we're talking about. Talking about business renewable energy, let's talk about business engineers, project finance analysts, distribution engineers, land acquisition managers, project scale managers. When we talk about energy efficiency, let's talk about plumbing engineers, utilities managers, project scales managers, vice president facilities, heating, air conditioning engineers. When it comes to the agronomy, sales operation assistant, entomologist, winemaker, technical sales representative, soil erosion control is again one more part of the public works. Director of public works, as we have our chief guest here, construction inspector, survey project engineer, civil designer, transportation engineers, and environmental awareness means safety assistant, geographical information system officer, geographer, archaeologist. All these people cater to it. So the fast growing green skills in the European Union in 2022, some of the stats which I try to provide here is basically these are the stats. And when it comes to the environmental finance green skills category in US, these are the things that we are working about. So when it is such a case, what the status of India is that see, we can see the difference in, we can see the gaps which are there, which are not being linked. So we need to focus on these factors and we need to take our education forward. Thereby, our data, however, also points areas of opportunities for people working to become the part of the green transformation with STEM and critical green skill adjacent with the rights of new green roles and the gateway jobs. Thereby, let's put our best foot forward in making our place a better place to live in and celebrate every single moment of your life so as to evolve ourselves, because charity begins at home. Whatever we are going to talk today, that should start from within ourselves first. So from ourselves, we take it to the community and then we take it forward to the career. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So it's like a fountain that is falling from the mountain. So you have enlightened us with your thought process. You have given lot many information. So as an educator, you could give lot of information. So I was astonished to see the data. So you have pulled in for green jobs and other things. It is a great excitement as well. So as an educator, you could give. I was just you are putting me behind the seat looking after all the slides, but still as a teacher I was afraid of taking up because your scale may beat me, but the rest of the people who are sitting there, they could not tolerate because it's running out of time. It is already 9 o'clock that has crossed, means then rest of the people might have some difficulty. So hope everything is well taken, and the green jobs, as you have given the good slide, so you can share your slide to the entire population so that they would understand where they can concentrate. The green jobs, which seems to be very vital, and you have educated well. And thanks for the information, ma'am. So you have taken 25 minutes of our time to educate us. So thank you so much. So you might not know it as listeners. We were looking at a point that so next Praveen Kumar sir, who is sitting behind, and he can have an opportunity to talk about it. So everything is covered by you. Thank you so much, ma'am. So thank you so much, and we'd have the next goal to be enlightened by our next speaker. So, but still, I'm again and again putting up a restriction to everyone that you are given 3 minutes of your time to portray your thought process on energy pivoted to other goals. So the next goal would be our SDG goal number that is 9. It is about 9 means so it is in between everything, 9 planets and 9 thought process. Lot many things are there. So none other than our Dr. Anuradha ma'am. So who would be giving more insight of industry innovation and infrastructure, so which is very vital after educating by education given by our Dr. Srividya ma'am. So welcome Dr. Anuradha ma'am to the board. So please ma'am, so the session is yours.
Greetings to one and all present here, sir. Sir, good evening. I won't take more than 3 to 5 minutes, sir. So I'm just complete it soon. Hope I'm audible. Sorry, my network is a little bit slow, so I'm not switching on my video. Hope it is okay. I'll start with it, sir. Is it okay? I'm audible, sir. My screen is visible. Hello.
Ma'am,
yes, ma'am.
It's perfect,
okay.
ma'am. So
yes, ma'am. Audible. The screen is visible.
Okay. Let me start. Greetings to one and all present here. I'm Dr. T. Anuradha. I'm a professor and head of the Department of EEE, KCG College of Technology, Chennai. My topic today is SDG 9, Industry, Innovation and Infrastructure. This SDG 9 aims to build a resilient infrastructure, promote sustainable industrialization, and foster innovation. For a successful community, the basic requirement of a successful community is the functioning and strong infrastructure. SDG 9 is all about promoting innovative and sustainable technologies and ensuring equal and universal access to information and financial markets. SDG 9 has got 8 targets and 12 progress measuring indicators. The first 5 targets are outcome targets that have a specific desired outcomes to achieve the objective of SDG goals. The first one is development of sustainable. The target 9.1 is about the infrastructure, that is develop sustainable, resilient and inclusive infrastructure. Target 9.2 is to promote inclusive and sustainable industrialization. It is about industry. Target 9.3 is about the increased access to the financial services and markets. This is about the finance. Target 9.4 is upgrade all industries and infrastructures for sustainability. This is more about the CO2 emission. And target 9.5 is about enhance research and upgrade industrial technologies. Then next three outcomes are implementation targets. Implementation targets. These three targets provides a means to achieve the targets. These targets are 9A, 9B and 9C. 9A is called facilitate the sustainable infrastructure development for the developing countries. And 9B is about the support of domestic technology development and industrial diversification. Target 9C is about the universal access to information and communication technology. And program, this is about we have for SDG 9, 12 numbers of progress measuring indicators. That rural road access and passenger freight volumes, these two indicators represent the target 9.1. Manufacturing value and manufacturing employment is the indicator for target 9.2. Small scale industry value, small scale industry credit. This is about the finance. So this is the for indicator for target 9.3. CO2 emissions intensity. It is a indicator for target 9.4. R&D spending and R&D researchers. This is the progress indicator for target 9.5. Then ODA, that is official development assistance for in finance for infrastructure, high-tech industry value and mobile network coverage are the indicators for target 9A, 9B, 9C respectively. Now we go for the how the target, the SDG 9, SDG 9 create the positive impact on the goals. SDG 9 create a positive impact on SDG goal 2, 6, 7, 11, 12 and 13. Sustainable infrastructure is the core to the development of sustainable cities. That is goal number 11. Can support more productive agricultural practices. That is goal number 2. Greater access to water. That is goal number 6. And clean energy, goal number 7. Developing more sustainable industrial processes and products through R&D investments will improve sustainability in the production of goods and services, which is goal number 12. Resilient infrastructure is vulnerable communities is also increases adaptive capacity to climate change, which is goal number 13. So we have to, these are the positive impacts. So we have to maximize the interlink between the SDG 9 and these SDG goals. Next is next is what are the negative impacts on SDG, which we have to be very careful. Negative impacts of SDG 9 on different SDG goals. It has if we are not very careful, then it will create SDG 9 create a negative impact on SDG 5, SDG 10, 13, 14, 15 and 16. Infrastructure investment and industrial development involve large financial flows, which can involve risk in illicit business conduct. There is a risk of increased inequalities, which is goal number 10. And this in turn could lead to the injustice and an erosion of institutions, which is goal number 16. Displacement of communities for large infrastructure projects tend to disproportionately affect the women and children, which is goal number 5, and vulnerable communities. If projects do not adhere to the stringent environmental performance standards, they may cause the serious harm to life on land, which is goal number 15, life below water, goal number 14, and the climate, goal number 13. So we have to minimize the risk of negative impact on these goals by SDG 9. What is the progress on SDG 9 so far? Globally, 16% of the world's workforce employed in manufacturing. One manufacturing job creates 2.2 jobs in other sectors. In India, 80 million people employed in micro, small and medium enterprises produce 45% of the manufacturing output. 367.48 million internet subscribers in India. 367.48 million internet subscribers are newly introduced, and CO2 1.73 million ton, 1 million ton of the lowest per capita CO2 emissions in the world. Mangalyaan is the world's least expensive interplanetary mission to Mars. This I took it from thing. Then overview of interlinks of SDG 7 and SDG 9. Affordable clean energy access and sustainable industrial development. Policies and measures should be put in place to ensure that the increased demand for the energy in the industry sector does not compromise access to the clean and reliable energy by households. Energy and resource efficiency, fuel switching to low carbon, no carbon fuels, electrification of heat and green hydrogen use in industry. These are the two major things that interlink SDG 9 and 7. So this is the overview. SDG 7 and how it is interlinked, and SDG contribution. SDG 7 target 100% of people have the access to the clean and reliable energy. And SDG 9 says 100% of industry has the access to the reliable energy. So contribution is industry innovates to supply clean energy technologies. SDG 7 goal number 2, increase, target is increase sustainability. So SDG 9 has to do 100% increase in the use of renewable energy in the industry, and contribution is industry supplies the renewable energy technologies and also adopts more renewable energy. Goal number 3 of SDG 7 is double energy efficiency by reducing energy intensity by half. SDG 9, double industrial energy efficiency by reducing energy intensity by 50%. Contribution is industry innovates to supply energy efficiency technologies and also adopts them more rapidly. Sir, avladhan sir. You know what? Rendu slide da.
Fine.
Okay. Then goal number 4 is enhance international cooperation and increase dollar spent. Enhance SDG 9 is enhance international cooperation and double dollar spent on industrial energy efficiency and decarbonization. Then goal number 5 of SDG 7 is expand and upgrade. Then SDG 7 links to SDG 9 is expand and upgrade clean grid infrastructure and develop transport and storage infrastructure for hydrogen and captured carbon for industrial facilities. These are the challenges in achieving SDG 7 after the pandemic. First thing is, this is about the manufacturing. Even though manufacturing picked up, still LCDs, that is least developed countries, are left behind. Small scale industry lack access. 1 in 3 manufacturing jobs are negatively impacted. Higher technology are more resilient than the lower tech counterparts. These are the challenges and solutions. So first challenges, many countries lack basic and resilient infrastructure. Invest in infrastructure fostering sustainable. Solution is to invest in the infrastructure fostering sustainable growth and development. Challenges, poor infrastructure is a major barrier for thriving businesses. Solution is innovate to make green infrastructure, increase energy efficiency and reduce their adverse environmental impact. Challenges to infrastructure and industrialization often cause the environmental degradation. Solution is to build resilient infrastructure, protecting livelihoods against environmental natural disaster. So thank you. Thank you for the opportunity, sir. Thank you, Balamurugan sir. I hope I'm not taking much of your time. I put the timer also. It goes 10 minutes, I guess. Sorry.
Yes, ma'am. So the goal number 9 was completed before 9 minutes. So that
Thank you
was
so much, sir. Thank you so much.
yes,
Thank you,
ma'am.
sir.
So
Anyway,
it
I
was
couldn't reduce. Anyway, next time I'll stop. I will reduce more, sir.
not an issue, man. So it is a good thought process you have given. So because industry innovation is very much important, and you have also given the data which is connecting all this industry innovation, the clean energy, the 100% fulfillment to the industry is very much appreciable that the industry has contributed for it, and the clean energy request is very much important that all the industries, if they want to go for decarbonization, they need to go ahead and switch over to clean energy. So that is the request you have portrayed. So a greater insight of all such informations has been thrown. I need not put up more words on it, running up out of time. So I need to rush up with the next reduced inequality. So I have reduced the equality. So I mean to say Praveen sir has left already because of the equality that I have denied him. So he would be joining at a later time, I think.
No, Bala, actually Praveen having some work. So what we will do in the last, we will share Praveen PPT.
Yes, sir. Yes,
So
sir.
he told to
Yes,
share
sir.
the PPT in the last, so that
Okay.
his presentation will be shared.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So
Okay.
the equality was given to all the male or female, means the male was very less and the female were given more opportunities. That would be the takeaway for this Energethon pre-conference. But anyhow, it is a good opportunity that everyone is getting a good information out of box thinking. So whenever we talk about SDG, so every takeaway is for the community. We have only one planet to talk about. So we have more insight of such informations, means goal number 11 is about sustainable cities and communities. The urbanization is going on, the energy level is very high, and people wanted to have more energy, means it should be retainable with the sustainable cities and communities. We have our very good speaker Rania Lampa, so she would be giving more thought process on SDG goal number 11. Please, ma'am. So it's
Okay, I warm greetings from Greece, from Athens. Very honored and privileged to be a part of this pre-conference of Igen Energethon 2024, organized by Igen. Actually, it's the second consecutive year I have the chance to join this very significant world record event. And I would like to extend my deep appreciation to all the Igen team, and especially to Dr. Ramesh for the excellent organization. Allow me to share now my presentation. I will focus on SDG 11. I don't know, is it visible now?
Yes, ma'am, it's visible.
Okay. SDG 11 aims to make cities and human settlements inclusive, safe, resilient, and sustainable. Targets include reducing the global slum population, how to ensure safe and affordable housing, inclusive urbanization in buildings, and how to increase access to public transport, improve cities' resilience to climate change, and protect cultural and natural heritage, among others. Of course, trying to reduce the adverse effects of natural disasters and support the least developed countries in resilient building. Overall, we could see that the UN acknowledges, unfortunately, that the world is far off track to achieve nearly half of the targets of SDG 11. Only 2 of the 4 targets with adequate data to assess current progress show a moderate distance to target, which represents overall scores ranging from 50 to 75% of progress achievement, and the other half of the targets identified as being far from a target. So this means that by 2030, we will not meet most or all SDG 11 targets without major shifts in urban policy and investments. So the consequences of not achieving SDG 11 are immense, are huge, directly impacting billions of people's daily lives. So improving slum house conditions, for instance, is a core component of SDG. Only one region fully met indicator 11.1 on slums. It's a warning trend that suggests that real risks of not realizing SDG 11 in the next 7 years. We can see it's a high rise on slums. We can see how a billion urban residents are living in slums, how air pollution is no longer an exclusive urban problem, but also towns experience poorer air quality. Globally, 3 in 4 cities have less than 20% of their area dedicated to public spaces, and also 1 in 2 urban residents have convenient access to public transport. So we can say that by 2030, 60%, and by 2050, 70% of the world's population will live in urban areas. This means that cities represent the future of global living, and they're the engines of economic growth and prosperity, offering the residents access to jobs, education, and services. So with so many people living in urban areas, the well-being of cities is central to achieving sustainable development goals. So delivering on SDG 11 matters because humanity is present and future is urban. However, cities are not future-proof. Cities are not ready for this rapid urbanization, and we notice, as I said before, this rise slum-like conditions, a growing urban divide, cities vulnerable to climate change, urban sprawl, air pollution, limited open public spaces persist also in cities. We remark also urban inequalities, the levels of urban energy consumption and pollution are some of the challenges. Congestion, lack of funds to provide basic services, a shortage of adequate housing, declining infrastructure, rising air pollution within cities, and conflict, and of course, in terrorism, among others. So to meet these challenges, cities must now be designed from a sustainable development perspective to solve a lot of problems, including all these things that I said, climate change, pollution, using a multifaceted approach. Of course, implementing SDG 11 goes beyond meeting its own targets because it requires working simultaneously on other goals within the broader framework on SDGs and other global agendas. So progress towards SDG 11 can have a multiplier effect, we could say, across the rest of the goals, as more sustainable cities will drive improved development outcomes across the board. The slow, stagnant, and sometimes deteriorating effect towards achieving SDG 11 target is exacerbated by the growing urban divide mentioned before. So now it's the time to think to Planet Act urban, because a critical factor is the ability to pursue a healthy and peaceful life is directly related to where someone lives and what this place offers its residents. So the scale, complexity, multidimensional drivers of urbanization call for transformative shifts, recasting urban planning at the core of public policy capabilities, for instance, is a key urgent action. A stronger urban and the local component rooted in multi-level governance is needed. Reform of the global financial system is central because we need to address urban inequalities. Urban data disaggregation is key to advancing inclusive and equitable urban development. Diversifying technology is also a key opportunity for sustainable urban development, and urban also foresight is essential for establishing resilient urban trajectories. So cities need to be at the forefront, of course, of climate action as they account for a significant portion of global emissions and energy use. So here we can see some facts how the rapid and unplanned use of urbanization has increased pressure on the environment. So we need to promote sound urban planning. However, cities account up for 80% of energy consumption, as well as 75% of global waste and carbon emissions. So we need to invest in renewable energy, waste management, and green infrastructure. And how cities are particularly vulnerable to climate change, we need to protect the cities from all these threats. Now, the new urban agenda, as we say, for UN, works as an accelerator of the Sustainable Development Goals, particularly SDG, in order to provide a comprehensive framework to guide and track urbanization around the globe. So knowing that 95% of the urban growth within the developed world, Sustainable Development Goal 11 sets targets and defines indicators to measure progress and growth. And this urban agenda defines ways in which better planning, design, and management, governance, and finance will allow cities to enable the realization of this agenda, because it addresses a wide range of actions and pathways that are necessary for making cities effective for sustainable development, and strategic actions are necessary in order to ensure that cities and human settlements support and facilitate the implementation of the SDGs. So here you can see social sustainability, which entails gender equality, age-responsive planning, planning for migrants and other vulnerable groups. Economic sustainability has to do with job creation, productivity, environmental sustainability, how to be resilient to climate change, to protect biodiversity and ecosystem, spatial sustainability, and what are the means of implementing this new urban agenda. First of all, intervention mechanism that has to do with national urban policies, with urban design, with urban governance, land policies. On the other hand, hard measures for infrastructure and services. These are related to energy, to transport and mobility, solid waste, water and sanitation. Soft measures, which focus on culture, education, health, and urban safety, and of course, technology and innovation. We can see how smart cities are being developed more and more. Especially we talk about energy, because we need energy efficient cities, because urbanization at this rate will significantly increase energy demand, as more energy will be required to support greater economic activity, expanded infrastructure, and the rising need for municipal services. This is especially particularly true for developing countries, which will account, as I said before, for 90% of urban growth in the next 15 years. So in order to ensure that such growth is sustainable, cities need to become more energy efficient. For cities, energy efficiency is both a long-term necessity and opportunity. Cities are uniquely placed to encourage and deploy energy efficiency measures, given their multifaceted nature as energy consumers, managers of energy networks, and potential energy producers. So city governments must develop the right policy framework for implementation. This means integrating energy efficiency into local priorities and strategies, including implementing national energy efficiency policies and programs at the local level, ensuring that such measures are part of the long-term urban development program. And of course, energy efficiency needs investment. Finally, it's important that energy efficiency also has related with awareness rising. Creating a multi-stakeholder partnership and how to change the mindset, city behavior. All these are very important. So investing at the same time in renewable energy and energy efficiency, especially talk about businesses can create a cleaner, more sustainable urban environment by investing in renewable energy sources and implementing energy efficient practices. This entails implementing energy efficient systems, integrating renewable technology into buildings, promoting the use of clean energy, because businesses can play a critical role in building cleaner, more sustainable cities by lowering the footprint, the carbon footprint, and supporting sustainable energy options. We talk about sustainable cities, how can have efficient public transport, green architecture. Here you can see some innovative solutions, sponge cities, vertical forests, miniature urban forests, urban farming, renewable energy sources, waste management, water conservation. These are a part of sustainable cities. Nowadays, we have sustainable smart cities with the use of Internet of Things, artificial intelligence. Everything will go into be a smart home, and of course, this goes along with many challenges. So here you can see the framework, the 6 P's of sustainable urban development has to do first of all with people, social inclusion, and how to end poverty, the prosperity, how need to promote inclusive urban prosperity opportunities opportunities for all, how to plan and manage urban spatial development, how to build, of course, peaceful governance structures, how to protect our planet, and how also to promote partnerships. So before concluding, I want to say that all these elements, of course, are interactive and complementary. All these elements are necessary for cities in order to realize their energy efficiency potential and contribute to sustainable growth. This is why cities are fundamental to achieving SDG 11, but also 7, and why energy efficiency is part and parcel of SDG 11. It's the goal to make cities inclusive, safe, resilient, and sustainable. Thank you very much for your attention. Try to be brief.
Thank you, ma'am. So as the goal number 11, so you have taken 11 minutes of your time to present it, and we could have more insight of such data. So like 70% of the population is going to be urbanized, and there is a smartness in each and every activity that need to be integrated with 6 P's. So the peace also being ensured. So we need peace of mind means we need to ensure that the 6 P's are being implemented. So good thought process. So we will ensure that everything is happening for the betterment of life. So it is a good opportunity that everyone, whoever is watching in the YouTube, so their takeaways are very great. So thank you so much for your time, ma'am. So SDG goal 11. So we are complete with only 11 goals. So 6 more goals to go away. So we need to rush up with things. So 3 minutes of the time has been always been portrayed, but I could not get into the bell to be rang immediately after 3 minutes. But still, we are running out of time. So this is for the rest of the 6 goals. So our goal is to ensure that the 3 minutes is being ensured. So we welcome Dr. Vasanthi Reena Williams, ma'am, to talk about goal number 12. So please, ma'am, so the session is yours. So you can take up the goal number. You are about to talk about such things, means. So please go ahead, ma'am. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much. A warm welcome to everyone. I guess my the screen is visible, the slides. Is the slide visible, please?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, yeah. To ensure that the time, I just, like, as you were introducing, I just said that. Okay. A very warm welcome to everyone. And this is Dr. Reena Williams. I'm Professor, Department of Management Studies, Vidya Vikas Institute of Engineering and Technology, Mysuru. It's in Karnataka state. I am happy to be part of this session and will be sharing information regarding SDG 12, which is responsible consumption and production. I think I have to go. Okay. So this is about, we are basically talking about resources and maintaining, sustaining the resources that we have. I have, to make it easy, I have, we are all aware of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals, but for better understanding, I found this image very useful, and that's the reason I have included it here. Here we can see that the SDGs 2, 6, 7, and 12 come under resources. And when we say resources, these are basically sustainable use of resources is what the focus is on. And when I say I'm focusing on this particular SDG 12, we need to be focusing more on responsible consumption and production. And the fact of what is mentioned is, as I went through a little literature review to prepare myself for this session, the facts say that by in another 25 years, if the population reaches 9.8 billion, then we would require an equivalent of 3 times the natural resources we are using right now. And that is very alarming. So therefore, the focus should be to ensure sustainable consumption match it with the production as well. And the acknowledgement was during this 2002 World Summit, and it was mentioned that we have to make fundamental changes in the way we work, the way we consume, the way we use things. And the initiative should not be only from the government, but also by corporates, civil society, and each and every individual. Now, I have one very excellent example. This is a country, Haiti, the capital, Haiti, where they are making use of recycling the waste paper, and they're making it into paper briquettes, and they are using that as an alternative for cooking fuel. So this is a wonderful way of ensuring sustainability. Secondly, I have one more information of how a football is being made is manufactured using recycled rubber, which is designed to withstand hard surface conditions. So it lasts long, you see. So you don't have to keep changing this every time, and you can use it for a longer time. So again, this is sustainability. Consumption reduces the consumption, purchases. So how do we become responsible towards the SDG 12? The first and foremost is the role of the consumers, you, me, and everyone else. What we need to do is we need to be making informed choice before making a purchase. Now, there's another, I have been sharing a lot of, in all my slides, the sources from where I have derived all this. So here, the facts say that US and Canada, with the population of 5.2%, now world population, part of that is just 5.2%, but they are responsible for 31.5% of the consumption. Whereas South Asia, which has 22.4% of the population, is responsible for only 2% of consumption. But then there's another part which we have to look into. That is, in 2005, it was mentioned that China used 26% of the world's steel, 32% of rice, and 47% of cement. So what they're trying to say is China, though the per capita resource consumption is less, but when looking at the large population, China and India is going to be one of the top superpowers of consumption, which is, when we are already aware of that, we have to find ways of reducing it, is what it means. I also went into check about the country's individual national progress towards implementing all these policies. And I just, since I was focusing on SDG 12, I looked into India. So when you look into our country, we see that the national draft was made for the sustainable efficiency plan in 2019, and it was implemented in 2022. And when we look at the relevance of SDG 12 over the other SDGs, we see only 20% relevance, which means that India has to put in a lot of efforts, lots and lots of efforts towards achieving this targets. We need to make targets. And so coming to the global goals, the targets, I'm not, these are 11 targets given for SDG 12. So what they're trying to say is we need to implement a 10-year, something like a target, a 10-year sustainable consumption production framework, so that we lesser consumption, lesser production. They're looking into that perspective. And then sustainable management in the use of natural resources, reducing the global per capita food waste, then responsible management of chemicals and waste. See, here what happens is, if water is contaminated, if the air is contaminated, you need energy to purify that water, to purify the air. So when we are responsibly managing natural resources, we are also managing energy. and so on. I'm not going into the other points because it is self-evident of what we are trying to focus during this summit. And when you're looking at the relevance, I just added this in the end because I got some feedback from Dr. Balamurugan asking me, or I think the Dr. I don't get the name, sorry, saying that you have not added enough energy goals. So I was feeling a little hesitant. So this is the reason I added this. Now here, the target is by 2030, we need to achieve sustainable management, obviously for all the SDGs. And the indicator would be on material footprint per capita and material footprint per GDP. That is one. Secondly, identifying and ensuring food loss index and food waste index, reducing that, and ensuring we use a lot of renewable energy generation, because that will not lead to global warming that we are all facing. I am from Mysore. Mysore was never a place where we had to use air conditioners at all, but now we are using fans 24/7. The temperature is 39 degrees, which is not called for earlier. Because fossil fuels are they can get exhausted, but these sun and wind energy are not exhaustive. So I think we need to become responsible by focusing on the consumption. So if we reduce the consumption, focus on the consumption, obviously the purchase also reduces, and so on. It's a chain thing. So I end this my discussion, or my sharing of my knowledge with these words, which I received today morning incidentally. So they say it said there is no amount of money, oil, or gold that is worth more than having bees, trees, and clean water. And I felt that it was very much connecting to SDG 12, and hence I thought I'll share it with all of you. Thank you all so much for patient listening. Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am. So it was a greater insight, and the last slide, which gives the responsible consumption and production, means it is all about the energy needs. As you have given a practical example that Mysuru was no way it was lesser than 20 degrees Celsius. Now 2 times it is around 40 degrees Celsius is an alarming thing that everyone need to take about a challenge, that the responsible consumption or the production need to be ensured with whatever thought process you have given on footwear or other things. Means the energy level is very much important, that we need to ensure it that SDG goal number 7 need to be given to everyone. So that is very much important. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, ma'am. So like this, as you have connected, this is going to be the next point of talk, climatic change. So which is responsible for our SDG goal number 7, which is very much connected. So Dennis sir, so we welcome you. So you can spare your time for 3 minutes, sir. So we are running out of time. And again, I am just want to give justice to everyone. So thank you so much for your understanding. Please, sir.
Thank you, sir. I guess my screen is visible to all.
Your screen is visible, sir. Your audio line, it is very feeble. So if you can come nearer to your mic, that would be helpful.
Okay, sure. So very good evening, everyone. First of all, let me thank you to all for joining here today. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. And this is the wonderful and energetic conference. And I also thank to Dr. J. Bala Murugan sir, Dr. Ramesh sir, and Igen, and the entire team of Energethon. So without wasting much time, I'm going to start my presentation, which is on the Sustainable Development Goal 13. It's a climate action SDG. I'm Dennis Zangit, working as assistant professor, GITS Udaipur, Rajasthan. So first we need to understand the climate change. It is referred to the significantly large changes in the static distribution of weather patterns over the long periods of time. or basically we can say for climate actions, increasing in the frequency and intensity of extreme weather events such as heat waves, droughts, floods, and tropical cyclones. Also there, such waters and sanitation, education, energy, and transportation are also where we need to focus. Then cause and contribution to the climate changes. Then after the impact changes on the environment, and the fourth one is the impact changes on the society. This is an important parameter again, where we can result for the food and water scarcity, displacement of communities like health issues and economical changes are there. We have 5 targets in the SDG 13. The first one is 13.1, strengthening the resilience and adaptive capacity to the climate-related hazards and natural disasters in all countries. And then the 13.2, it's integrated climate change measures into national policies, strategies, and the planning. And the 13.3, the target number 13.3 is the improving education, awareness, human and institutional capacity on the climate change mitigation, adaptations, impact, and the reduction in the early warnings. And the total we have 5 targets, and the 4 targets is 13.1. It is the fourth one target where we can implement the commitment undertaken by the development countries parties to the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, a goal of mobilization going by $100 billion annual by the 2020. And the fourth one is the promoting mechanisms for the raising capacity for effective climate change and related to the planning and management in the least developed countries and a small island developing states also there, including focusing on women and youth and local and marginalized communities. These are the some statistics related to the net greenhouse emissions per capita by the year of 2016 to 21. Here we can see the Iceland is again in the per capita gas emission is very high, but we also see in the this static figure or maybe in the chart, every city has decreasing. I mean, it's a good significant or good sign for us. They all uh, try to reduce this very frequently. Now, these are the some challenges and the solutions. The first one is like greenhouse gas emissions have increased with the help of three industrial areas, economical and population growth also there, now higher than the US. Then the first one is the solution is the Paris Agreement. We can see the Paris Agreement is the main component or main party act. As of February 2019, 185 parties has ratified the Paris Agreements. Parties to the Paris Agreement are expected to prepare, communicate, and maintain the successive national determined contribution (NDCs). As of 27 February 2019, 182 parties, including 181 countries plus European Commission, had communicated their first NDC to the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change and UNFCCC. One first party has communicated their second NDC. The second important parameter is the climate globally. Climate finance flows increased by 17% in the period of 2015 to 16 compared with the period of 2013 to 14. This is again a good thought. Then second is the challenge is the world global warming. It's a warming rate again the damaging our ability to grow foods. The solution is reduce the emissions. We can innovate and adopt new technology solutions like a drain field, like mitigations and adaptive of climate changes. And the third challenge is like flood, droughts are very intensively and warming is again significantly. You can see from 1880 to 2012, average global temperature increased by 0.85 degrees, 0.85 degrees Celsius. And again, we can see the mean sea level. It means the oceans have warmed. The amount of snow and ice have diminished, and sea level has risen from 19 to 2010. The global average sea level rose up to 19 centimeters. It's again a very challenging task, and we have some solution like we can protect the most vulnerable structures or maybe the buildings against the climate changes impact. We can also adopt some close drainage blocks like PDC, aqueduct, or maybe the culverts. For the mass action or the solution, we have three basic demands globally. We can short in form of tag. Tag in the sense, the first T is reference to the tell the truth. Tell the truth means what? Government must tell the truth by declaring a climate and economical emergency, working with our institutions to communicate the urgency for change. The second one, A, is stands for the act now. Act now means what? The government must act now to halt biodiversity loss and reduce the greenhouse gas emissions to match zero by 2025.
Yes, Dennis sir. So thank you. Thank you so much for the insight, whatever you have given. And as a government here, I need to tag it because I need to tell the truth that 6 minutes have been crossed with the thought process. Yes, it was indeed a good presentation with all the statistics and a picturization of how the climatic changes after Paris Agreement has taken care, and the target which is to be achieved by each and every country which has promised to take care of these climatic actions. So all such things would be put up in papers, not in papers, but the government need to ensure it means we should enable it, and we need to policy makers need to think about it. So it's a good thought process. Thank you so much for presenting it in a very good manner. So thank you, Dennis sir. So we'll follow it. So climatic actions should be on actions, surely. So after getting all such things, so the last part of the program, so we would have 14 to 17 to be rushed up with our organizer of the program. So Dr. R. Sahira ma'am to present her thought process on this life below water. So we are beneath the water only because we are running out of time. So you can give us some oxygen behind it, ma'am. So thank you. So the session is yours. Please, ma'am.
Is my slides visible, sir?
Yes,
And
ma'am.
my voice is audible?
Yes, ma'am. Perfect.
Very good evening, and it's now good night to say. So, I am Dr. R. Zahira, working as Associate Professor in the Department of Electrical and Electronic Engineering in BS Abdur Rahman Crescent Institute of Science and Technology. And I am associated with this Igen for past 2 years. I am an organizer for Energethon 2023, and I am now at present acting as a head for Igen Energy 99 Challenge. So today I am here to present my topic on SDG 14, Life Below Water. So we can see that in our globe, that is in earth, we are having 70% of water. So in India itself, 35% of population living within 100 kilometers in the coastline areas. So this will be a major issue. So we are having the climate change, and every sea level is rising 1.3 mm per year. So if we take the census, Indian coastal during last 40 to 50 years, we are having a climatic changes and we are having an increase of water. So it will affect the human beings which they are living around the coastal lines. So there are few protection what we have to make to protect the life below water. So we are having a land as well as the fishes and all the living beings are underwater also, so we have to protect their life also. So there are few methods to protect them. First one is to mangroves and coral freeze protection, coastal erosion protection, sustainable fishery management, reduce marine pollution, sustainable tourism and eco-friendly shipping. So due to shortage of time I cannot go for all the things. So there are few challenges and few solutions what we have to carry from our side. The first challenge is over 3 million people are depending on the marine coastal biodiversities. So to protect there, we have to maintain our discipline. That is, we should not throw plastics and all the drainage waters and all the acidic things in the sea and rivers, and we should not pollute that, so that the living being inside the water should also have their own life. And then second one, 40% of world ocean suffer from overfishing, poor fishing practices and poor waste managements. So we have to maintain the regulation to maintain all this overfishing, and we have to set the guidelines to make this a perfect fishing. And then the last one is coral reefs. So this we are having a development of industries. So we are having the increased development of industries, but all the wastages from each and every industries, even from power industries, we are having a nuclear power plant and also we are having a hydrothermal power plants. So we are using the sea water as a recycling, and all the wastages and heat waters are going towards the sea, and we are affecting all the organism and living beings inside the sea and ocean. So these are the 14 targets. So in this 14 uh, sustainability goal 14, we are having a targets in which few have not achieved till now. If we try to achieve this, then we can improve the oceanic life. And then few in orange color, which indicates that we are in the partial progress. That is, by 2030 we can able to reach this partial progress to make it as a successful climate change. And by 2030 we are expecting to achieve all this targets for SDG 14, so that we can have a peaceful life for the organism which is inside the oceans also. So as I said, all the earth and also the human being are filled with water. That is 70% of the earth is of water, and also the human being, as we are having a water percentage of 60 to 70% in our body. So it makes that water is very much essential for our life. So in the form of lakes, ponds, rivers, streams, oceans, and also groundwater, earth is motivated, earth is surrounded with waters. So we should not pollute each and everything. We have to protect each and everything. So this pollution is caused due to the municipal sewage, which the human being are polluting it, and then oil spills from industries, plastic pollution, and mining activities. So among this major thing, the wastage is going from the industrial wastage. That is, we are having a huge pollution from chemical industries, heavy metals and toxic substances are directly contaminating the water. So we are having the industrial cycle that the water is going to evaporate, condensation is going to happen in the cloud, and then again we are getting back as a rain from the clouds. So this is a cycle going on. If we pollute our planet, then again we will be getting the polluted water as a rain. So we'll be getting acid rain. So in the news we are getting news is that we are getting acid rains. It is defect of us. We are polluting the water, the evaporation is going, and again we getting back the polluted water from the clouds. So these are the few effects which is polluting. So organism in the ocean are losing their lives, and the water what we are drinking from that, we are having the affected water and we are getting some diseases. So these are the SDG goals which are connected to the water pollution. So first goal is, it is the clean water. So contamination of drinking water, this is connected to the goal 6. And then loss of biodiversity, it is connected to goals 15. And then economic impact is, if we are having the rise of industrial growth, but this rise of industrial growth will again give the contamination of water through their chemical outages and toxic substances. So it will again decrease the impact in the seas. So it is related to SDG 8. And then all this will create a acidic rain. So it is affecting our climate, and also the melting of ices due to the heavy temperature, high temperature of 1.5 degrees Celsius every year increase of temperature. So it is affecting our climate. So it is directly affecting the SDG 13. And then last is chemical pollution, which is affecting our health. So which is discussed by the speakers at present at previous sessions, and also under upcoming session they are going to present on SDG 15 also. So these are the main goals which is affecting the underwater, that is goal 14, which is affected by few SDGs. So first of all, we see that climatic action, goal 13, we are getting a rain from acidic rain, and also we are having a industrial development from 11, and responsibility of infrastructures. So all this are polluting the rivers, ponds and lakes, and we are going to zero hunger since we are having a groundwater itself, it is contaminated. So the crops going from the ground, it is polluted, and then we are having a zero hunger. And then SDG 12, we are having affected by this SDG 14. So all these are interlinked. If we correct all the SDG 17 SDGs, if we correct, then only we can have a peaceful life in this year. So these are the few interlinkage. As I said, SDG 14 is creating problem from 3, 6, 8, 13 and 11. All these SDGs are again connected to SDG 7, which is related to clean action. So what we are going here in this Energethon, we are talking about energy, production and all. So everything is interlinked. Only if we correct each and every, as a human being, we have to be responsible to not to throw the plastics in the seas, and also we have to make a proper outages from the industrial, and we should not make a chemical outages, and we should not have a sewage connection directly connected to sea. We have to make some alternative. So these are the few researchers I have taken from the internet, that we can produce renewable energy instead of having a land. So we can see nowadays that we are having a windmills, solars, everything are occupying the land space. So and the human beings are having less space to live. So instead of using the land space, we can transmit this energy, renewable energies, to the sea. So these are the research going on the deep development sea, and also we can have the life living underwater. So this is the image at present. It is going in China and Indonesia. So they are constructing underwater submarines and they are making a livable resident laboratories. So these laboratories and livable laboratories are 200-meter under the water. So they are having the 28 days of time. The scientists can be there for 28 days. So for 28 days, they are having enough oxygen, enough food, and they have to uh, have a proper circulation for carbon dioxide, and the wastages from our human, or as well as for every wastages they have to properly disposed. So this they have planned for 28 days. So beyond 28 days they cannot stay there. So at present they have made a research that for 28 days the scientists can stay there in underwater with this type of submarine. It is like a living house. They can make it as a residence as well as a laboratory, and they can carry out their research. So these are the few technologies related to energy. So we can use the sea or ocean instead of producing the windmill energy and solar energy in the land. So we can use a tidal power, ocean, and then windmills also constructed inside the oceans. So it may take costly, but if you human want to live in the land, then we have to transmit all this renewable energy to the sea.
Yes, ma'am. So thank you so much for your insights. So whatever things that is we are discharging into the water, so that would be connected to the sea, and the sea is going to be in an alarming level, which is again going to downpour as a acid rain. So that's the thought process you have given. So which is a very alarming thing. We need to think about it, and we also have opportunity to live beneath the water. So energy should be generated to generate power inside the water. So that's the thought process you have given. Very great insight of such things. I thought that you would be completing before 3 minutes as the slides were going on, but again it was 6 minutes of the time which is taken up. But we have another 3 goals left out. So I believe that they would do justice to the slide. So we have Dr. B, Dhananjaya ma'am, so who would be talking about life on land. So this is a good thought process. So ma'am, so Dr. B. Dhananjaya ma'am, so you can present your slides. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir. Is my screen is visible? Am I audible, sir?
Yes, ma'am. You are
Yes,
audible
ma'am.
and your
Yes,
screen
ma'am.
is.
You are audible.
Yeah. Thank you. And greetings to all. I'm here to address on the SDG 15, Life on Land. To concentrate more on the targets of SDG, SDG 15. I'm here to focus on the targets SDG 15.3 on land degradation and energy conservations. Today, I narrow down my views on energy consumptions and conservations, which indirectly protects our Mother Earth. Concentrating on the renewable energy sources rather than non-renewable energy resources, which is major reasons for greenhouse emission gases and global warming. And non-renewable energy systems present for greater environmental risk than in renewable energy ones. Though there are many alternate energy resources for our consumptions, being agricultural dependent and population rich nation, so we can go for a biomass energy, and biofuels can be keenly practiced in our nations. Today we are more focused on the waste to energy. So this biomass energy and biofuels can also plays a key role in reducing the needs related to land-based energy. So coming to the bioenergy systems, which can improve soil conditions and contribute to land rehabilitations through the applications of byproducts such as fertilizers from biogas, biochar from biomass, pyrolysis. Bioenergy can also improve the soil fertility and therefore support soil carbon sequestrations and land rehabilitations in many ways. The use of byproducts of bioenergy, such as biofertilizers from biogas and biochar, and also biomass gasifications, can be encouraged in all the zones of the nation. So this role of bioenergy is particularly important for the farmers and for land rehabilitation in the context, and which is an effective tools in the fight against the environmental degradations and biodiversity loss. Also, I can say. So, as already I mentioned, the population-rich nations, huge amount of waste has been dumped in the dumped as a landfills, which can be avoided by converting the waste into manure, and certain upscaling products through waste can be encouraged. Here, some of the initiatives I have taken in our institutions to reduce. Sorry, so to reduce the waste dumped as a landfills. That is solid wet waste is converted into a very enriched vermicompost, and flower waste has been converted into grains and sticks. And the government initiatives I want to stress here. So bioenergy programs, the government initiated waste to energy program on energy from urban industrial and agricultural waste residues, and the biomass programs such as scheme to support manufacturing, that is bricks and pellets, and promotion of biomass based co-generations in industries, and biogas program for promotion of family type biogas plants. So I conclude that as instead of that is there are many renewable resources like solar, wind, and that is tidal energy, geothermal energy. So many alternate energy sources are there. But here I just want to insist, because these biofuels and biomass, which can be easily implemented by each and every normal individual, can concentrate on this and this kind of biomass, so that the energy can also be produced, and also the dumping as a landfills can be prevented. As a result, the our that is life on land is flourished. So this is the key points I just want to stress here. Thank you for the opportunities given. Thank you once.
Very great, ma'am. So you are within the time and you are precise on your topic that energy was connected to the your goal. So it is about the sustainability, which is very much important. That the landfill, which is very hazardous to the people, and we can generate power by driving it to pelletization and the briquetization. That was the fantastic idea that need to be ensured. The biofuel, which is a $1 trillion economy for Tamil Nadu, that has been planned, and the biofuel board has also been instigated. The Satat scheme and Samrat scheme are such schemes which has been pioneer in bringing the solid municipal waste as well as the liquid waste, which can generate power to the country, which can reduce dollars to the country. So it was a greater session that you have thrown light on biofuels and the alternate energy fuels, because the solar and wind power has been talk of the town, and we could see that a biofuel would be ensuring the power to everyone. So thank you so much for your enlightenment. So really, it was a thought provoking, as well as the 3 minutes of time was judicially utilized. And I hope all the other two speakers also would do the same justice. Lakshmi ma'am is waiting for it, and I welcome you, ma'am. So please go ahead and give peace of mind to everyone. That peace and justice would be always there. So thank you. Please welcome, ma'am. So please be there.
Thank you, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir. First of all, I thank the Igen group for considering for the pre-conference as a speaker. And also, I thank Ramesh sir for giving me an opportunity. I am Dr. D. Lakshmi, Professor and Director, Center for Research, Amit University, and also heading Igen NCF Club and acting as organizing head in Igen Energethon 2024. My goal is SDG 16, Peace, Justice, Strong and Strong Institution. So peace, justice, strong institution. In that, we will be having 3 goals. That is, we have to promote the peaceful and inclusive sustainable development, thereby providing justice to all and build an effective institution to all the people. And the second point is peace, stability and human rights are to be governed based on the rules which are being centralized to all, and the government can offer the first protection to the that is from child to all the children. So these are the goals. 12 goals, 12 targets under this 16th SDG. The first point is we have to reduce violence everywhere, and we have to protect our children from abuse, exploitation, and violations. We have to promote the rule of law and ensure the equal access to all the access to the justice, and combat organized and crime, alleviate the financial and arms flows, and sustainably reducing the corruption and reducing the corruption, and developing effective and accountable, transparent institutions in the nature in the world, and ensuring the responsive, inclusive, and representative decision makers, strengthening the participation in the global governance, providing universal legal identity, and ensuring the public access to information and protect our fundamental freedoms. So this mainly is for child-related SDG indicator. It is having 3 indications. One is we have to reduce all the forms of violence related to death rate everywhere. It is happening, so it has to be reduced. And we have to end the abuse, exploitation, and trafficking of all the forms of violence against the torture to the children. By 2030, we will be the nation will be providing a legal identity to all, including the birth registration. So the key ask for SDG 16 is we have to mitigate risk during pandemic, and the government has to prioritize maintaining the adapting the critical prevention. So based upon that, UNICEF has given 3 key asks of government. They are peaceful society, justice societies, and inclusive societies. In peaceful societies, we will be having the protection again for the children against the violence and exploitations and abuse. Justice societies, in that we will be ensuring that every child is being fully respected, protected and fulfilled. Finally, the inclusive society will be to all engage all the students in all the processes and decisions that affect them social and in a very broader way. So in interlinking with others as SDGs are, we are interconnecting with economy and environment and also the society. So if you go for an environment, the SDG goals, zero hunger, and then the climate change, and then the pollution, everything comes into role. So the sustainable access to energy can contribute directly or indirectly to the peace building effects by improving the well-being, and the framing the decisions, energy decisions in terms of justice can reduce a conflict between the individual and the community values, thereby improving the government on energy projects. So these are the interlinkage with the other society, the natural resource management. So by offering the resources and affecting the practices, we can make the peace building in the society, and also pre-requesting for sustainability, and every entry point has to be strengthened. Thereby, we are building the peace values. So the peace building wheel will be of educating. We are educating the people with the ecology and making the good leadership and good. We have to be. You have to maintain gender equality, that is giving equal rights to all, and securing the children's, that is by reducing the abusement and all, and economically we are making a growth and the governance, thereby we are making a peace building wheel which is interlinkage with all the SDGs. So if you see the SDG interlinkage, we will be connecting the 16th SDG goal is connected with the environment, and then 13th goal climate action, and also the 12th goal, and the third goal is third and the 8th, 5 and 9th goal. So this I have explained in the first slide itself. SDG 16 targets. So the target indicator and data, it has to be access to affordable, and it is to be reliable and modern energy services for all the people. That is, it is related to SDG in order to achieve SDG 7, and organization by providing support to affected population. Then some of the violence can be decreased, however, by reducing the woman's need. That is, gender equality has to be maintained, and greater coordination between the organizations on energy issues can support more effective, accountable, and transparent institutions. So some of the energy actions on SDG are: we are promoting access to justice, strengthening the rule of law, building inclusive institutions, and ensuring the access to information, preventing the conflict and the violence, protecting all the human rights, and promoting the sustainable development, finally monitoring and accountability to the system, society. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. So at last we were talking about peace and justice. So you had some justice to present your slide, and that was not time taking, and it was a good thought process that the peace and justice are inseparable, and the justice would be ensured means always peace would be there for every people, and the SDG goals, whatever we are talking, is giving peace of mind to everyone that who are all connected to, through the YouTube, and the listeners, and you have given a very good insight of all such things connecting with the data. So thank you so much for your time, ma'am. So
I rushed the PPT, sir.
yes, ma'am. So I could see that in spite of your bad health, still you are good at your presentation. Thank you so much for your time. So we have our last goal to be reached. So we have Batmashni, ma'am. So I welcome you, ma'am. So if you can share your PPT and you present it, we can complete it.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, ma'am. It's audible, please, ma'am.
Screen visible, sir.
Yes, ma'am. It's visible, but you can take it in a presentation mode. Presentation mode.
Okay, sir. Sir, good evening, one and all present here. So this is
Working as assistant professor in the Department of Electrical and Electronics Engineering, Amar deemed to be University, Chennai. So now here I am going to present the SDG 17th goal, that is a partnership for the goals. So previously, the last 2 hours, we saw all the SDG 16 goals. So how these goals are achieved, the 16 goals. So that is explained in the 17th goal. So how all the goals are achieved means through the 17th goal, that is a very, very important goal, and it is connected with all the SDG goals. So what is that SDG 17 goal means? The partnership. So through partnership and teamwork, only we can achieve all the 16 goals. So likewise in all the SDG goals, here also we are having the target as well as the measurable quantity, that is the indicator. In the SDG 17 goal, we are having 19 targets, and that 19 targets can be categorized into 5 specific types through finance, technology, capacity building, trade, and systemic issues. And the systemic issues can be classified into policy and institutional coherence, multi-stakeholder partnerships, data monitoring and accountability, and how the progress of this SDG 17th goal can be achieved by with the help of the indicator. So here in this SDG 17th goal, we are having 25 indicators. So through this 25 indicators only, we are measuring the progress. So it is very difficult to achieve the 17th goal. So when all the 16th goal is achieved, after that only the 17th goal can be achieved. So the how the 16 goals can be achieved means through the partnership that is insisted in this SDG 17th goal. So how it can, the key aspects of the SDG 17 goal is strengthening the global partnership, then the capacity building, finance, technology transfer, data monitoring and accountability, policy coherence, trade, then capacity building support. So through this only the SDG 17 goals can be, the 16 goals can be achieved. So this is the slide, the relation between all the SDG 16 goals with this SDG 17. So SDG 1 means no poverty. So that is through partnership and cooperation only we can achieve the SDG 1, which is related with the SDG, so that we can achieve the 17th goal. Then zero hunger, that is SDG 2. So that is also the collaboration. So in SDG 17, all the goals, all the other 16 goals are achieved only through partnership as well as the collaboration. Then good health and well-being. So that is also the strengthening the health systems. Then SDG for quality education. So that can be achieved with the help of capacity building. That is the SDG 17 goal. Then gender equality, that is the 5th SDG goal. Then clean water and sanitation. So that is also through the partnership only. Then affordable and clean energy, decent work and economic growth, industry innovation and infrastructure. Then reduce inequality, sustainable cities and communities, responsible consumption and production, climate action, life below water, life on land. The last 16th goal is peace, justice, strong institutions. So all these 16 goals can be achieved only through the partnership as well as the collaboration. So these are all some of the organization related with this SDG 17th goal. The lot of organizations are there. This is the progress of SDG 17. Still we are lagging. So our target is by 2030, we have to achieve all the goals. Once all the goals are achieved, we can tell the SDG 17 goal can be achieved. So these are all the challenges. Why there is a lagging in achieving the target means the due to the trade wars, the bellicose rhetoric and the deliberate erosion of international institutions, then coronavirus crisis, wide-ranging and explicit targets aimed at governments and civil society. So because of these challenges only, we are lagging in achieving the target. So we have to work a lot to achieve the target by 2030. So achieving the SDG 17 is crucial because without strong partnerships and cooperation among countries and stakeholders, it will be very challenging to address the complex and interconnected challenges that the world faces. So once all the goals are achieved, the SDG 17 goal can be achieved. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So, after getting all such insight, it is the partnership that we need to do. So, we have a very good partnership with all the fellow members, and we could see that all the 16 goals have been emphasized by every individuals are staying back to have a partnership, and the YouTubers also waiting for all the queries to be answered. So, it is a good thought process for everyone to have an insight of each and every goal discussed with the pivotal point of energy. Our energy level was very high that everyone was good enough to talk about more than 3 minutes. So that was the energy level for every individual. So
Bala, the Praveen PPT little just 30 seconds we will share that so that the complete goal will be completed.
Yes, sir. So
Okay. Dhanush, you can share that. I think that is 10 na?
Yes, sir.
10. Who is having Bharat or Dhanush?
Sir?
Who is having the PPT? STG 10 PPT?
Praveen, sir.
Praveen PPT.
Praveen Tomor.
Okay. Okay. So this is about the reduced inequalities, STG 10. Okay, next. So this is prepared by Praveen. He is the UK civil service person. Due to his commitment of work, he can't able to participate. So it is how targets are there. Target 10.1, 10.2, like that. We have 7 targets. In that, it is 2-3 another targets are there. Reduced inequality within among the countries is made up of 10 targets and 11 indicators. So this inequality has to be reduced. When we talk about the inequality, there is a different type of inequalities are there. So the word inequality states that different country, different type of the inequalities are there. We can able to tell around 50 to 60 different type of inequalities. So in all angle, we need to work together. Next. So this is the indicators of inequalities, how this GDP growth, how is the world map indicators, how the tariff lines, how it is reporting. Next. So this 10 and how the food security, peace, environment, finance, poverty is interlinked like that. Next. This SDG 10 goal status, 15% of targets, halfway of 2030, and so the Secretary of United Nations. So he is little worried that whether we can't able to achieve it in 2030 because of the COVID. So maybe there is an extension in that. That is what the urgent actions. Next. So COVID and again the same COVID and that kind of issues, how it is reflecting that. Next. Why? Because it is very much matter that SDG 10 we need to take care very seriously in all the actions related to climate change, related to natural disorder like that. Next. How this energy impact and SDG 10 goal, one particularly related to energy poverty, how we can able to eradicate energy poverty, how we can able to make it the role of renewable energy in sustainable development. Again, the role of renewable energy, there is a lot of innovations are needed to make it self-sustainable, so that only the using of renewable energy, it is impacted and it is related to that. Next. Energy poverty. Yes, we have to eradicate the energy poverty across the globe, but that is not there. That has to be done. Next. Thank you all. Thank you, Bala.
Thank you, sir. So it is a good opportunity that we had some discussions about all the SDG goals connected to energy. So to summarize the point, I can take only 1 minute of the time because already we are running out of time and we need to close it. So the individuality is something like every goal has its own value, but the energy is very much important, that any individual who want to take energy. So as we have when getting the power supply, we would be asking for power supply through the electricity board. When we ask 1 kilowatt of energy for our consumption, we think that 1 kilowatt would be enough and we would be utilizing. After enjoying the benefit, we don't have the equal responsibility to ensure that if a new AC or new fan or new mixie grinder has been purchased, we don't have ability or capability to educate ourselves, that we need to intimate to the government that we have added some load. So that means to say the load is being added to the grid, and the grid in turn need to generate more power. It is in turn, it is going to burdenize the entire country as well as the continent as well as the resources. It is the backdrop of each and everything. That is the goal that we need to set up. So that means to say every individual need to have power to be energized, means we have 1 kilowatt of power expanded to 3 kilowatt, means we need to reduce and we need to have a pattern for energy conservation. Whatever we have enjoyed, we need to give back to the society. Leaving behind something means we need to ensure that energy conservation is being applied, and the efficiency improvement of within 1 kilowatt, how we could enjoy all this energy need to be ensured. So all these innovations and sustainable cities would be giving and throwing light on such area, means we need to empower ourselves with the technology. So all these goals ensure that the technology as well as the development, it is all due to partnership. When the other part of the world has some technology, we need to ensure that the technology is passed on to the society, so that the resources are not destroyed, so that we need not wander around to get our lifestyle to be living in water or beneath the water. So water is an alarming level. As per Paris Agreement, we need to have a decarbonization methodology. Igen would ensure that all these goals are being achieved through all the people connectivity. So we are here to throw light on such areas. This pre-conference I have given an opportunity to connect with the people. Those people who are connected through YouTube as well as connected through other modes, we wholeheartedly thank them for connecting with us, and we would ensure that it is completed within the time next time. So because the data were very, very, very informative, and we don't want to curtail it, and we thought that this information would be a good objective in connecting people. So thank you so much for your patience and time.
Krishna, the backstage team, any questions asked by the participants, Krishna, in the chat box? Backstage team?
Yeah, sir. Just a minute, sir.
Yes.
Davies and all teams, those who connected here, and any questions is there, we will address. Otherwise, we can close it.
The only question by participant is when it would be closed. So now if we can close it, close it.
Sir, there is no questions, sir.
Okay, right.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Balmurugan sir, for wonderful session of moderation. Now I request R. Zahira ma'am, head Igen Energy Double Line Challenge, to take our vote of thanks.
So, respected dignitaries, esteemed guests, and dear participants, on behalf of organizing committee, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to each and every one of you for your active participation and invaluable contribution to the pre-conference 1 of Energethon 2024. From the words of Ronald Reagan, the greatest leader is not necessarily the one who does the greatest thing. He is the one that gets the people to do the greatest thing. As per quotes, our leader, Dr. L. Ramesh sir, President of Igen, encourage us to achieve our goals. A special thanks to him for inaugurating this pre-conference 1 and setting the stage for meaningful discussion and deliberations. So this is the good start for the Energethon 2024. so which is planned for 24 hours. So actually today we planned 1.5 hour, it is reaching 4 hours, and we will check that 24 hours event how much is going to extend. So again, a special thanks to him for making this event a success for 4 hours. In the words of Albert, the example is not the main thing in influencing others. It is the only thing. Your leadership exemplifies this, inspiring us all the aspire for greatness. So I would like to express our heartfelt thanks to our esteemed moderator, Dr. Balamurugan sir, for his patience of listening all the 17 SDGs and giving his views even after the extension of our time. He's patiently listening and is giving his views in a very good manner by listening all our presentations. So our expectation, guidance, and moderation throughout this pre-conference one session was excellent, sir. So thank you for accompanying us in this pre-conference one as a moderator, sir. A big thanks to you. Moreover, your insight, expertise have truly enriched our discussion and deepened our understanding of the topic at the hands. So, what are the mistakes we have done? You have given some inputs, and the speakers have gained some few knowledge from you, and as well as we can have a betterment if we have done any mistake in the next sessions. So, I would like to thank my co-organizer, Dr. D. Lakshmi, Professor and Head of Igen NSAVE Club, for her support in this event. So I extend my heartfelt thanks to all the speakers for accepting the invitation and sharing your thoughts on 17 SDGs and also interlinking all the SDGs with SDG 7. So I once again thank you all for your active engagements and thought-provoking contribution. So your presence had made this pre-conference a truly enriching experience. I thank you all for the speakers once again. So as per the words of Margaret, never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's only the thing that ever has. So your collective efforts and insight are paving the way for transformation changes so we can have a change in this climate action. At least by this 2024 Energethon, we can have few suggestions to United Nations and recommendation. So it could have some regulation formed to make this energy action as a live session so that we can contribute something to our mother earth to make the climatic changes. So I would like to extend my sincere thanks and sincere appreciation for the organizing teams and volunteers who had been working tirelessly in the backstage to ensure the success of event, for making the YouTube as well as the recording a successful event and allowing the speakers on time. So it's a good work by all the backstage volunteers. And last but not least, I extend my sincere thanks to all the viewers who have joined virtually, whether they have through seen this in the live streaming or through future can see in the recorded session. So your engagements and the supports have enriched the discussion and expanded the reach of this event beyond the physical boundaries. So I expect this same hope for the main event of Energethon 2024, and we have to make this a successful event for Energethon 2024. I thank you all once again who all contributed for this pre-conference one of Energethon 2024. So your support and enthusiastic are truly appreciated. Thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Srividya, Dr. Rania, to be with us till today.
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thanks to you, sir. No word to
Thank you.
express. Really.
Okay.
Running short of words. Thank you. Brilliant job.
Thank you, Ishrat ma'am. Thank you.
Balamurugan sir,
ma'am.
thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Kavita ma'am. Thank you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you all.
Thank you all. Thank you, sir.
Thank
Thank you, Balamurugan, sir.
Stop recording, Rajan.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay, so our next session is the student session on Tuesday. That is, Krishna is taking care of that. That is again the same 17 goals going to talk by the 17 different institution students community.
Sir, a small
think
suggestion, sir. So, like
Ah.
today we had a good opportunity to learn about it. We would be having 24-hour session, but my objective is that at least we can have a breakup of 17 goals into 2 sessions, so that we can have more members because they are not satisfied with 10 minutes or 15 minutes. That also because they have an ability to present it, but we can have people to talk means two to three people have gone mad actually. So because they were not given an opportunity because of their own time. So he said only one word: "I have my family." So that was his word. So in such case, so
Stop
we also
YouTube
need to
streaming,
ensure
sir.
that those people who are watching. So YouTube, you can stop the YouTube live, ma.